Okay, I think my mic's on. Okay. Yeah, still got like, 10-15 minutes, still kind of getting set up here. It's kind of tricky doing audio with two computers with one mic. So I have to use one for Discord and one for the stream. But what I'm doing the work on isn't the same computers I'm streaming from. It's just a mess. Anyway, music's playing, waiting on Bolt and getting set up here, so give me a few minutes. Thanks people for hanging around, I appreciate it. Hi Zeno, what's up? Thanks for liking my awful content, but I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I need to get some wine.
You hear me? What's up, dude? Alright, let me go to your stream. Watch stream. No, I like to see what's going on, though. I like to see it. It looks... Yeah, I'm taking a look. I'm on it. Oh no, I'm watching the stream on Discord. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So we got Bolt here.
So we have 2 S's, 2 A's. Why do we have 2?
So last time we did it, it was for long gun, handgun. This time it's
Uh-huh.
gonna be for archetype and then archetype combos.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So little bit different.
Yeah.
But let me know whenever you're ready, whenever you're set up. I'm not in a huge rush right now.
I'm ready when you are. Yeah, I'm good.
Okie dokie.
Whenever you want to start it.
All right, so I already started streaming, so I'll go ahead and let me turn down my music real quick. Okay. Okay, so hey people, what is up? I got Bolt Jamison here, fellow Remnant YouTuber. Do you stream? You don't stream all that often, do you?
I stream once in a while. If I had more reasons to stream, I would. Unfortunately, I'm waiting for hopefully a new mode from Gunfire Games for Remnant 2 because I used to stream a lot of survival in Remnant 1, so I'm hoping we have something like that. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I hope we get new survival. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got Bolt here with me. So today we're going to be doing a tier list of archetypes and archetype combos here in Remnant 2 for the current patch as it is. We don't really have much of a script or, we didn't practice any of this or rehearse any of this, so we're kind of just going in blind. Bolt didn't even know what we're doing until like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, this is like freestyle basically.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty freestyle. Now, last time I will admit I kind of interrupted Bolt a lot. I do like to catch myself and let Bolt talk first. It's just hard to tell when it's okay to talk when I can't see someone. So I'm going to try to let Bolt talk as much as possible. Just fair warning. So I'm always gonna let you start. I get really excited like doing stuff like this. Like I really like talking with other people who are like-minded about games. Just getting different perspectives on stuff. I don't know. It's really fun for me. So I get a little overly excited and a little overly talkative.
I didn't even really realize that the last time I saw the comments in your comment section. I was like, oh, did he really? I didn't really notice. I mean, I thought we were just having a conversation. So I didn't
think it was that bad, but I guess it was.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong though. I don't know. I was just in the moment, so yeah.
Vaith, I will talk about Wild news, but they gave us so Monster Hunter Wilds had a new trailer the other day. Bolt, you're not much of a Monster Hunter player, but
no, I'm not a Monster Hunter player.
It was like a 2-minute trailer, but there was 8 seconds of actual gameplay, so it's there's not much to talk about. They didn't really show anything, so I mean,
it was just like a teaser then.
Yeah. I think this summer, or on the 7th, we're gonna get a bigger trailer. But anyway, so today, Remnant 2. Still got a lot of Remnant 2 stuff going on. We can just go ahead and dive into this. We kind of know the gist of how, tier makers work and all this stuff. And so for archetypes, it's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to go over all the base archetypes and tier them first because archetypes alone are very different than archetypes together. And so we want to talk about what makes each archetype unique and what uses it has in its current meta and how often they actually get used and for what. And then once we rank all that stuff, then we can go into all the actual combinations of archetypes, and some of those are gonna be hit and miss. So it's gonna.
So what is going to be our measuring standpoint for a?
So like an S or a D tier kind of thing.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, first every perk has to be. We have to look at every single perk that the archetype has, and then its uses in solo and co-op play. Its starting loadout.
Right, for challenge runs and stuff.
Yeah, challenge runs, or if a player just wants to start a new character and you want to play, what is their loadout? And then obviously, like you said, the synergies that it has with other archetypes, things like that. So I think this is a lot more in depth, I think, than just guns. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's the archetype's gonna be because there's a lot more than just base stats you're looking at here. So. All right.
Yeah.
So
Should be
for
fun.
reference, I'm gonna say for an S tier archetype or archetype combo, it is like meta defining. Like this is like, hey, this is like some of the best, like the best of the best builds, and like you kind of use it for multiple things, and it's just everything about it is good, kind of thing. And you know what those archetypes are. We'll get around to those. And then D is Explorer.
I actually like Explorer more than Summoner though.
We're gonna have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do most of this in alphabetical order, but my file names are not in alphabetical order all the time, so bear with me on that. So let's start with Alchemist. So Alchemist, and let me bring his stats out.
Yeah, let's bring up can we bring up all the perks and everything and go over it? Yeah, there we go. Nice.
Yeah, I do.
Beautiful.
So
Oh, great. This is great.
yeah, so we'll talk about Alchemist, its perks, and then we'll get him placed. So Paul, I'll let you start with this.
Alchemist is a very well-rounded archetype. It could be used on range builds. It could be used in melee builds. It could be used in a mod build, a dot build. So that's one thing it has. It's very versatile. The Prime perk, because that is one of the defining, obviously, perks of the archetype itself, and it's the additional concoctions. So with it, we get 4, right? We
4.
we start with 1, and then what they so you get 4. So you could really concoctions in this game are quite strong.
They're really
so
good.
It is. Yeah, you have the potential to build your character very tanky, more nimble, things like that. But it comes with a cost. Concoctions can add up. This is why I call the Alchemist the rich man's archetype. You're gonna be potency. You want to take advantage of potency. I know a lot of players,
but you can't start with it.
Potency. No, I know. A lot of players, they don't use potency. If you're on the Discord or on the Reddit, like nobody ever, and it's such an underrated trait because the consumables in this game are so strong that freaking confidence booster is going to be getting nerfed soon. That's the strongest consumable in the game. You get 10%.
It needed it, dude. The stagger
reduction.
Resistance,
I know,
is so strong.
Then you have the rocket fuel. A lot of players don't use rocket fuel. You put that on a freaking plasma cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Potency is just really good. So it has a really good trait. The Prime perk is really strong. The damage perk is great. It's 25% all damage. Goes with everything. Panacea or Panacea. I don't know.
Am I pronouncing
that right? Panacea. What is this? This one I'm not.
Nobody uses Panacea. Come on.
So, yeah. All right. So then gold to lead is, and the relic perk isn't very good on Alchemist. That I'll say. It's just something random. You don't know what you're gonna get when you take the relic perk. So I'm not really a big fan of RNG stuff, but it's a very well-rounded archetype. It's great. I think it's a really, really good archetype. For challenge runs, I did a hardcore Apocalypse challenge run with a brand new Alchemist, and it was one of my easiest times.
Alchemist starts with Coach Gun, right?
Alchemist starts with the Wrangler, which is and the double barrel, which is
it's just a double barrel. The other shot. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this in. I think it's an A tier archetype. I think it's really strong.
Okay,
I think it's really good.
I will also give it an A tier. Just because, like, you don't use the team perk, the utility perk, or the relic perk. Like, that's not important, which does suck. Like, it's not the best because you're only using it really for the prime, which is an amazing prime. The damage perk it's average. It's just like, fine. But the skills are what really make Alchemist. Like, Frenzy Dust is really strong. Stone Skin. Once Confidence Booster loses its stagger resistance, you're going to see a lot of people using Stone Skin Potion. Like, that's going to be the next thing. I don't particularly care for the level 3, the Revive Potion. Like, it's whatever. But I think Alchemist is just probably the most versatile archetype. You could use it on anything.
I agree, and I completely forgot to talk about the skills like an idiot. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Stone Skin is going to be one of the most used. This is going to be once Confidence Booster gets nerfed. This is going to be one of the most used archetypes for tank builds, and easily just because of Stone Skin. Frenzy Dust is a monster on melee builds and range builds, and then like you said, we can't put this in S tier because the third skill isn't isn't that great either. The relic perk isn't the greatest, so
Well, and
I think for an S tier.
Sorry, again, here I am interrupting.
No. So I was just gonna say for an S tier, I feel like everything needs to be like really useful, you know?
Right, and I feel like Alchemist is the perfect supporting archetype. Like, you pair it with something to enhance whatever you're doing. You're not building around the Alchemist itself. It's helping something else. Even if you're using it as a prime, it's there to support whatever you actually want to do.
Yeah, perfectly said. That's exactly what it is. I agree.
So it's not S tier because you don't build around it. You just put it in there.
Yeah, exactly. It enhances whatever archetype you're gonna put it with.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the Archon, which has seen a lot of changes.
Yep. It sure has. And if this was a month ago, we would be just slotting that up to S tier.
Automatic S tier.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Archon has seen some undesirable changes as of late. Has a rework prime perk, which yeah, man, it really hurt mod builds. That one little change to the prime perk, it automatically generates 15 mod power.
It's not enough.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it's basically Cataloger's Jewel. Everybody has access to that prime perk, you know. And then first, let's go over the skills. We have the Reality Rune, which is nice. It's kind of out of place though.
Do you use Reality Rune? I know they gave it the mod generation, but do you actually use Reality Rune?
Not like, because even like on the mods that I'm trying to spam with, even with the extra mod gen that I get from Reality Rune, it doesn't help. It didn't help. And it just feels out of place. The damage reduction kind of feels out of place on Archon. It's like 25%, which is actually very generous. But it just feels out of place on the Archon. Because if I'm going to use Archon,
you're not building a tank.
I'm not building a tank build. I'm building a mod spam, build in this. I'm not going to go. I'm going to take all the mod gen trinkets. I'm going to take mod power stuff to deal as much damage as possible, spam mods as much as possible. So it just feels out of place. Chaos Gate was nerfed. Now, what's the percentage it gives now? Like 30% damage?
No, but I like it better now. I've used it lately.
Yeah, because the stacks fall off. You can walk out of the Chaos Gate now.
Yeah, and they fall off one at a time. So like so if the gate goes away, you have like almost like 50 seconds of the buff from Chaos Gate slowly ticking down. But like one stack at a time every 2 seconds. So it's almost fully active for like another 20 seconds afterward. I think it's really good now. It's not as strong.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
but it's great now.
But keep that in mind. You're gonna take more damage from it at the same time. So
yeah,
high risk, high reward.
Yeah, but I think that was great because nobody used it before. Chaos Gate and Reality Rune.
And then we have obviously Havoc Form,
which is fucking just broken right now.
So that's the thing that's kind of saving Archon is the third skill Havoc, which is odd because it's not even a skill-based archetype. It's a mod-based archetype, and the best thing about it is its skill. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, because it doesn't support itself at all. Nothing on the kit works for the skill it has.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go over the rest of the damage perk is mod. Yeah, exactly. Mod power. Mod damage 50%. And then we have power creep, activating a mod. It's more mod gen and mod gen for the team, and the Spirit Within reduces mod power required per charge by 10%. And the relic perk is using a relic grants 100. The relic perk is good if you're using like reprocessed heart and stuff like that. That's how I found to be able to spam mods now. Unfortunately, you have to spam reprocessed heart.
Right, but that wastes time. I hate spamming relics. I know relic mods are cool. I hate spamming relics.
I agree. I don't really like spamming relics now. It's in a weird spot. Archon. It used to be S. Havoc Form I would put it in B, but I think Havoc Form is just the strongest build in the game right now. And just because of that, I would put it in the A tier. Just because of Havoc Form.
Okay.
If it wasn't for Havoc Form, I would put it in B.
So so you put it in A with Havoc, B without. So
yeah.
One of the things I want to talk about with Archon is its team perk and the utility perk. Power creep and Spirit Within. So I don't like power creep because you get 10% of the mod power spent back over 10 seconds. So it's basically, if you shot a mod that costs 1,000 mod power, you would get 100 over 10 seconds, which is 10 mod power per second, which is like a Cataloger's Jewel again.
Cataloger's Jewel.
But one, it doesn't stack, so you can't throw like a bunch of mods out and get a bunch of power creep stacks. That would have been cool. But because you have Spirit Within, which reduces mod power requirements. And the best way to do mod builds right now is reducing mod costs rather than increasing mod generation, because it's multiplicative and one's additive. So you're often reducing your mod costs with White Pawn Stamp, Spirit Within, Prophecy Mutator, and mod cost fragments. And because you're reducing the cost down significantly, a mod that costs 1,000 is now only costing 500 mod power. Well, now Power Creep is only giving you 500 over 10 seconds, or 50 over 10 seconds, which is 5 mod power per second. So like, the more you help yourself, the less that it becomes effective. I hate it. I hate those two together.
Yeah, they kind of just step over each other's toes.
Okay, that being said, so Archon, you have to use it with a mod build. It's the mod archetype. It supports the entire build structure, like, is on this thing, which sucks. But it's still really good. Like, have you used Anguish mod spam or
I've seen your video. I didn't use I never used Anguish because when it first came out it was bugged and it was doing absurd damage. So I was like, I'll wait till it's fixed. Then he finally fixed it and it was already, it left a bad taste in my mouth, so I didn't touch it. But then I saw your video, I was like, holy crap, this thing is freaking strong, man. Holy crap.
Between what it can do with mods that are duration based, like Ring of Spears, which I fucking love, Anguish, anything that's a duration based mod, not like a Fire and Forget mod, I think Archon is still absolutely god tier. And of course, Havoc exists. So I want to give Archon S tier still. But the fact that half the mods in this game just are gutted with it, I don't want to. So I want to put it like super high A. So
A+.
Yeah, like A++. Like, I can't say it's S tier because mods in general, like, if you use like one specific mod or two, great, it's amazing. But that's it. It's like every other mod in the game is like, it's suffering right now. So
well, who knows? Yeah, like if they Gunfire, they do another balance pass over the mods, and the mods end up being much better than they are now, which they need, then obviously that's an easy bump right back up to S tier because just mod builds are in a bad place right now.
Right, and I understand the nerfs. It needed to get nerfed. Mod spam was ridiculous. I thought when they did the nerf, they were going to make mods a lot stronger so that you use them less often, but they're really awesome when you do use them. But that's not the case. So maybe they will go back and do that because I'm okay with the mod generation we have right now. Like, I can use mods like relatively quickly, just not, a mod swapping back to forth, shooting mods left and right.
Yeah.
So if they just give them more damage, I think they'll be better. Like, that's all it needs, and like some other like weird little effects. But
yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So I want it to be S. The Prime hurt it too much, and so I
know that Prime rework, man, was rough.
All right. So next up on the list is going to be Challenger. I fucking love Challenger, by the way.
I do. I am a Challenger enjoyer. First things we got first is the Prime Perk Die Hard. Unfortunately, that's where the Challenger kind of misses a little bit. The Prime Perk is only beneficial to new players or just inexperienced players or less skilled players. If you are any... Go ahead.
No, sorry. No, finish what you're saying. I'm bad at interrupting.
No, I was going to say, if you have any even a slight bit of knowledge in this game or experience or any type of skill, then that's a wasted perk for you. So most of the time, you're going to be slotting in Challenger in the second slot. So close quarters, 35%. For all damage, that's amazing. It is limited to range by 10 meters. 10 meters is quite a lot. A lot
10
of
meters
players
is
don't
far.
realize you go to the range. Yeah, you go to the range, and one of the dummies is 10 meters, so you can just see exactly what it is. So that is pretty generous, and it tapers off, obviously, behind the further you go. The team perk, after activating a Challenger skill, enemies within 22.5 meter deal 10% less damage for 15 seconds with an additional 2.5 damage reduction per enemy affected. Yeah, I don't think that's not something you really notice when you're playing. So I don't think that's anything mind blowing in terms of perks right there. Powerlifter, this is a nice one. The stamina cost for each wake bracket and stamina regen delay is reduced by 50%. I think that's actually really good. So you can wear the heavier armor and get less of a stamina penalty and then face a danger Using a relic within 10 meters of an enemy grants 2 stacks of bulwark and 7% increased damage for 10 seconds. That's nice. That's a good one. DR and damage. Who doesn't love that? So overall, Challenger is a great, like just like Alchemist, it could be slotted pretty much into any build. It's great on mod builds, melee builds, or ranged builds. Very versatile. You could go the tank route. You could go DPS route. I really don't have anything bad to say about Challenger, to be honest with you, besides the Prime perk.
So
it's not good. Prime perk is.
Sorry. Yeah. So Xeno, we are taking into account starting items and how it is to start off. And Archon is actually a really good starting kit. So it's
Archon has the Enigma.
It's Enigma cube gun, or no, it's Enigma
LMG.
There you go. Yeah, it's got a great start. So
Challenger has like one of the best armor sets in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I still use Bruiser for like everything. Like it's the best armor set that I've seen. So regarding the Prime perk for Challenger, I think it's better than you're letting on, because yes, it is a dead Prime if you know what you're doing and you're going for like no hit runs or just not dying, because nobody likes dying. But because it's so good for starting out, challenge runs, and new players, the fact that like you can use it until you feel comfortable that you don't need it, you can then switch off of Challenger into a secondary archetype and you lost nothing. You don't lose anything once you don't need it anymore. Like, I think that gives it a lot more benefit, like for what it actually is.
I agree. Like Challenger is just very solid. It's a great archetype. Put it anywhere and it'll be right at home. That's another A tier. That's an easy A.
Well, and so here's my thing. I wanted to give this an S tier now, just because I know. So I think this is better than most other archetypes, because you can, with its 35% all damage, the Power Lifter is better than people think. Getting that stamina and regen stuff is really good for running heavy armor with more damage reduction without having the penalties to it, because heavy roll's not that big of a deal. It's really not. The stamina is much more important. But you could put Challenger with any other archetype, kind of like Alchemist, which is why they work great together. And it's just, it works. It works for everything. You can run either War Stomp with skill builds. War Stomp is pretty strong now, and you can spam it pretty decently. You could run Juggernaut for melee, sprinting through maps, stagger resistance is really strong. And of course, you still have Rampage for gun builds. Like, the only thing you don't really do with Challenger, because it lost its crit chances, you can't do like explosive stuff with it very well anymore. I mean, you still can, but Summoner is Summoner, so we have that now.
Yeah.
But I think Challenger works with damn near everything, and because you have the safety net of the Prime that you can use or not use without any repercussions, I think Challenger is probably one of the best archetypes around right now.
And then in terms of the starting gear, like I said, the Bruiser set is probably one of the best armor sets in the game.
It starts with the Great Sword.
The Great Sword is great. The Magnum is awesome, but the Bulldog is kind of not so good. So
yeah, I hate the Bulldog. I wish it was better, but that's like, it's not that big of a deal for the Bulldog. Like, it's not like it's garbage. It's just like, there's just better guns out there. But the fact that you have
better options.
Yeah, Sword and Magnum carry pretty hard, especially if you're starting in like Apocalypse Fresh Challenger. Like, when you don't have a whole lot of ammo economy, the Sword puts in a lot of work.
No, yeah, for sure.
If you don't want to give an S, that's fine. I voted S.
I mean, this is your show.
No,
you that we actually have an
opinion.
We have a differing opinion. No, we have a differing opinion on this one. But it's your show, so it's your list, so y'all put it in us.
Let me ask if anyone is in chat for Zombie or Xeno.
Final verdict.
Yeah, I need people to be like tiebreaker. Bolt wants Challenger in A. I think Challenger is really fucking good, and I want it in S.
I think it is too, but I don't think it's S. I think it's really good. A is for amazing. It's amazing.
A is for amazing. Yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to chime in, but yeah, I would have gotten S. Rebo says S. High A, low S. See, and I think that's a good call too. No, I talked about the auto revive, the Prime perk. Like, Prime perk, we talked about, it's great because it's amazing for starting out, and then you could just swap not soldier, I said soldier, swap challenger over to your secondary once you feel comfortable that you don't need it, like, and you don't lose anything from it.
It's like good training wheels.
Bottom S, high A. So okay, how about bottom S, high A? Everyone's about agreeing. It's about there.
I mean, I hear a couple of more S's on there. You can put it in, just put it in the S.
I'm gonna put him right here
in the middle. All right, sounds good.
He's just there. Like, it's, I fucking love Challenger.
I do too. I think it's a great archetype. Yeah.
Next up,
I like most of the archetypes, man. They did a great job with the balance, I think.
I mean, I do like most, but I got things to say about.
No, we'll get to them. We'll get to them. Yeah.
So Engineer is this next one, which I have got a love-hate relationship with.
I just have a love relationship with
this. Okay, we're gonna argue about this one.
Most fun. This is the most fun archetype in the game, in my opinion, and I've used it. I don't have experience with placing the turrets on the ground. I don't use Engineer like that. I am exclusively a heavy carry player. The Prime perk. So remember, it was recently buffed to have 25% range damage now. Before it was just the 50% skill damage.
You mean the damage perk? You said Prime perk.
The damage perk. I'm sorry. Yeah, the damage perk. So that's a sweet freaking buff, if you ask me. Like I didn't even feel like I needed it, but hey, I'll take whatever you want to give me. The Prime perk is insane. Like overclocking is crazy. You get so much damage from overclock. It's one of the best Prime perks in the game, and usually 99.9% of the time you're gonna have Engineer slotted in as your primary archetype for that Prime perk because it's just so good. And then everything else is really good. Metalworker, that's the damage perk. But Magnetic Field is good. You're gonna get 15% damage reduction if you're next to the turret or if you're heavy carrying it. That's substantial.
Yeah, for tank.
And if you are heavy carrying, you ignore your encumbrance entirely, and you also get iframes from the heavy carry dodge, which is probably some of the best iframes in the game. So I could wear full
Have you seen the iframe table? Engineer has the best iframes.
It's like 14 iframes. So not only could I wear the full Letos without fat rolling, I also get the iframes. I get more iframes. Like this is like insane. Plus 50% damage reduction. This is fantastic. Yeah. Okay. The only thing is the surplus relic perk actually is really good. But now that they have Ring of Ordnance, it's not really that great anymore. But it's still a very useful relic perk for it's a niche that it has here. But this is another 8 tier for me.
Oh, see here.
Easily. And let's go. We'll go over the 3 skills. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go for the
Vulcan,
skills. I got a lot of talk
Vulcan,
about.
Jack of all trades, great sustain damage, very versatile, can be used on anything. Flamethrower is very niche, not the best. Good for mobbing, not the best at bossing. Pretty good at bosses, again, weak to fire, but it's not that fantastic. And then the impact cannon is really good when you have moments where you could literally just get shot after shot, which isn't too often. So it's very, niche as well in terms of where you're gonna be picking that over. But in terms of the turret mode, the rocket turret is actually really strong. Nice burst damage from the rocket turret. The impact cannon on the ground is also really good with the pulses. Very good for mobbing, both of them. And the turret in machine gun form in turret mode is really good. Sustained heals when you're using something like Soul Link or stuff like that. So all 3 skills are good. Flamethrower being the weakest. But go ahead.
Okay, so I have a love-hate relation with Engineer. The kit itself with just Engineer is good. My problem with Engineer is that you have to run heavy carry because the turrets are just not that great. Like they're better now with the recent patch where they actually deal decent damage and they can actually crit now. But you have to run Prime for overclock, and you have to run like skill cooldown and skill duration in order to maintain overclock, because that the entire kit revolves around overclock. Everything about, like, if you don't have overclock, Engineer is dead. It's just awful. And that's why you can't really use it as a secondary archetype. You have to have it as Prime. I like, obviously, Vulcan more than the other skills, but yes, turret flamethrower is pretty good. But my big problem with Engineer is that you can't build very much around it. It has to have very specific engineer only things that, you know, affect heavy carry that don't synergize with anything else it's doing. And I know we're only talking about the base archetype right now, but engineer is so self-contained that I don't like using it because it doesn't work with anything else, especially because you can't use other skills or anything else while you're heavy carrying, and you have to be in heavy carry. It's just, I just don't like the way, like, I love everything like about engineer, I just don't like using engineer. I want to put this thing in C tier, to be honest. I know as a base engineer itself, starting out with engineer, doing like challenge runs and stuff, it's actually really good. You have to give it credit for that. As a solo archetype, it's good. I just don't personally like using it because you're so focused on having to use specifically heavy carry overclock, and that's, you get nothing else.
So I'm going to counter your argument because I use engineer a lot, and it's a lot more versatile than you think it is. And I used to always think that, oh, you need cooldown to get overclock up more frequently, but now you forget that they came out with gifted. So if you put skill duration on with gifted, you put the skill duration fragment on with gifted, your overclock lasts freaking crazy long. So that the one overclock that you get is usually more than enough time to kill a boss, and you could just stack all damage stuff and not have to use the cooldown trinkets anymore.
I guess that's fair.
That's one. Yeah, that's one. And also, in terms of it being slotted as the primary all the time, I just recently came out with a build today, actually, that has engineer in the second archetype with Invoker in the first spot, and that is because Wave of Quaila is so,
yeah.
It's just Wave of Quaila is insanity in terms of its single target DPS, which makes up for the overclock damage that I'm losing. So there is ways to build outside of just, you know, heavy carrying or overclocking. I'm sorry. It's a little bit more versatile. It just has it does good damage. It's tanky. That's how I see it. I mean, it has iframes. I could wear the heaviest armor and not be affected by it. It has a lot going for it. But you think C tier, I think A tier. So if you want to put it in B as a happy medium, I will be okay with that.
Okay. I'm pretty adamant. I mean, I'll do a happy medium and go B. The thing about engineer is, like, I just can't. Oh my god, I don't know, the engineer kit just annoys me so much.
Plus, what about the armor and the weapons? The starting kit.
The starting kit's great. Really good.
Pulse rifle.
Yeah, pulse rifle's awesome. It's got rupture cannon, which is great.
Fortified trait.
Yeah, fortified trait's good. Like, starting out engineer, like I said, as a solo archetype, which I guess is what we're judging it on, it's good. I'll
put it where you want to put it. Like like I said, this is your list. I could give my opinion on it. At the end of the day, it's your list, and you can put it where you want to put it. This one, I'm gonna disagree with you on it. That's all.
What if we put it in high B tier?
All right.
Because, like, you have to say, like, is it as good as Archon and Alchemist in Challenger? I don't think so.
I think it is. Yeah, I really do think it is. Because you have to factor in everything. If you're just looking at it from a damage standpoint, then yeah, probably not. But it has so much going for it. With, like I said, the tankiness from it, the iframes I get, I'm getting good damage from it. Like, it has a lot going for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in B. I think it's fine. It's a good archetype. It's middle of the pack. Bolt loves it. I don't. I think it's right in the middle.
It's probably, to me, it's the most fun archetype.
It's fun. Like, and it's the most unique with the heavy carry. It is. I just don't like the implementation of heavy carry. And if you could use your other class skill while you're heavy carrying, that would have blown open the doors on it. Like,
oh my God,
I think it would have been crazy. So much better. I don't like being locked out of literally everything but heavy carry. You can't use mods, you can't use melee. You have to go full heavy carry. I don't like that limitation of it.
One thing I would also say, though, that's against engineer is, pressing the buttons can be a little clunky sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm trying to go to heavy
turret.
carry, but then I drop the turret by mistake, and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, sometimes that could get really annoying.
All right. Explorer.
This is not the worst archetype. It really
You
isn't.
don't think this is the worst archetype?
I said it's not the worst archetype.
Yeah, you don't think that? Why not?
No.
Okay, I can't wait to see what you think is the worst.
I don't, because this is another. This could get slotted on any build also, just because of the damage perk.
But it's
if you use it needs the relic perk. It needs the relic.
Well, yes, you have to use the relic.
It gives you 30%.
90 seconds of 30% damage. But here's the thing: you're only getting 5% more added damage bonus over anything else.
Hey, 5% could be the difference maker.
I mean, I guess
I'm taking this on dot builds because of that, and also the dig. If you roll that, I know it's RNG.
It's
but
not.
If you roll the extra 20% damage, or is it 15% damage?
No, it's 10% damage for the attack damage. Okay. Well, which is its only good skill really is, I mean, the only one that really matters. So is
the stamina one is great too. Running through map clearing.
I guess
it's a C. I'm gonna put this at C. Because I think the worst archetype is Summoner. I freaking hate Summoner.
I like Explorer because while you're obviously it's the best farming archetype, you kind of have to use it, especially just for its prime to get your better relic fragments and stuff. It's kind of mandatory.
Yeah, the prime perk is only for farming.
But like the metal detector team perk, like 10% more chance to drop metal or currency. Again, not that big of a deal because it's, I don't know, I just don't really care for that. Prospector, again, you have to use that for your relic stuff, but I mean, if you're not farming relic fragments, like Explorer doesn't have a whole lot to offer. It has 30% all damage, which is barely more than Medic or Alchemist and stuff, and you have the digs, which are better. The dig wells are definitely better. They go a lot quicker now. You can get 10% damage that way. Yeah. 40% total damage.
They recuperate quickly too.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's literally the entire archetype is, hey, you have 30 to 40% damage, and there's nothing else to it.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to agree with you. The first skill is really good too for stamina. You have
but like, it's good early game when you don't have stamina management, but also it's got the worst starting kit.
Yeah, Ford's scattergun, yeah, it's kind of rough.
It's hard to start with scattergun.
Yeah. All right, we'll go with D. But it's still better than Summoner.
I pair it also with dot builds. You do what you call it, a Ritualist Explorer. Like,
yeah, that's what I do.
You kind of got to do it because there's not a whole lot of stuff that helps dots. You just kind of need the all damage. Mm-hmm. But that is the only time I'll ever put Explorer on a kit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with you.
Okay, so let's just get that one out of the way. I mean,
that in the D. Yeah.
And again, it's not like F tier. It's not like, hey, this thing is unusable. It has its uses. I just think it loses most of its utility once you're not farming for relic fragments anymore. And then it's like, okay, like I wish it had other things that weren't about picking up items. I'll put it over here, top of the thing. All right, I'm sorry. I don't hate it. I like the wells now.
I actually still kind of like it. I think it's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just not very useful. It's got one niche use.
Yeah. No, I agree.
All right. So, big bad Gunslinger.
All right. Gunslinger. Prime perk loaded. Anytime you use the skill, you get the reload. A lot of people don't like this prime perk. I don't know why, because this prime perk is so freaking good. Like, especially like on big mag weapons, or just like to keep DPS going. It's a great perk. The only problem is you're normally gonna pair this with Hunter, which has
the best prime perk in the game.
The best prime perk. This will, unless you're mobbing, you could probably get away with using Gunslinger as your prime, and then when the boss comes, then you switch over to Hunter. But the prime perk is actually really good. It just gets overshadowed by Invoker.
Yeah.
The damage perk, the firing rate and reload speed, amazing. The team perk, I mean, is ammo. I mean, people who have ammo boxes, really, right? So posse up is kind of eh. The quick hands is fantastic. So, all right, so this has one of the best relic perks in the game, hands down. This and Invader are the two best relic perks in the game.
You think so? With a short 10-second duration on sleight of hand?
It's not just that. It reloads your gun.
Oh, and that's obviously using a relic's a lot faster than reloading.
I like to, when I'm using Gunslinger, I like to use the enlarged art. So that has a crazy fast use. So I like to reload my gun with the relic perk, and I do that very often. It's so good, and on top of that, I'm getting the 10% damage.
That's fair.
On top of it.
Xenomorph also points out a good thing, that the trait, the just ammo reserves, is huge early on. Like it's a really good trait.
Oh, freaking phenomenal trait in the beginning. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, ammo reserves is a bad trait." No, it's not. It's actually going to keep your DPS going, because I don't want to have to use an ammo box during a fight. That's number one. Number two, provisioners ring scales with ammo reserves, right?
Mm-hmm. Also, starting out challenge runs. I know the Gunslinger run is cursed, but ammo reserves.
I completed it.
Yeah,
I did complete it though.
But the ammo reserves helps a lot for that.
Oh, absolutely. All three skills are phenomenal. All three skills. Like the quick draw skill used to not be good. That extra charge that they added made it so much better.
Because the thing about the Gunslinger quick draw is with the prime. Like, sure, like early on the damage is fine. I think when you're getting into the apocalypse, the damage is okay unless you like specifically build around it. But the fact that you get two of them to instantly reload your weapons on top of also getting the relic perk, like you can run really slow reloading weapons like the shotguns and stuff that take fucking forever, or the lever actions, and then you just don't reload ever.
It's phenomenal. Like all three skills are great. You have Sidewinder, which was OP, then it went to not good at all, and then they really recently buffed it, and it's in a fair spot now. It's actually it's usable now. It's good. All three skills are very strong. I think this is an S tier archetype.
I do too. Another thing I want to point out on Gunslinger, Gunslinger has 2 damage perks. The Swift Shot, obviously, but Quick Hands, 10% reload speed is more DPS. It's more uptime, and that's doubled if your mag's empty. 20% reload speed is ungodly fast. It's a lot of fucking reload speed. So this is the only archetype in the game that actually has 2 DPS perks, and yeah, it's an S tier. It's great for starting out. It's great for pairing it with anything else that's going to use range. You can run it as the prime. You can run it as a secondary.
You can run it on a skill build and use quick draw.
Yep. It's
really, really, really good.
Gunslinger is just, I mean, it's Gunfire's archetype. So
yeah,
what else can you say?
For sure.
Hey, wiki peoples. All right, so Gunslinger, obviously easy S. No, tank builds are definitely are taken into account, because tank builds are the meta right now. Like, I mean, maybe not peak, but tank builds are really fucking good. Tank definitely matters. Like, that's why Challenger is right there, because Challenger is so bulky. All right, next we got everyone's favorite, very good boy.
Handler. I know this is one. This archetype here is so underappreciated, man. Let me tell you. I hear a lot of people like on Reddit and on Discord talking smack about Handler. Like, oh, this is just, why would I use this? It doesn't go with anything. I could just use X, Y, and Z over. Like, why?
I will say I liked it better when Abrasive Whetstone was more appealing for free bleed from dog.
Yeah, but well, the only thing I don't like on this thing is the prime perk, and that's only because of Challenger. It's like the same thing as Challenger. Once you're a skill player, you're not going to need it. But however, it's very useful in co-op. So the dog can revive your co-op buddies. So it is better than Challenger's prime perk, I would say.
I like the prime perk.
All three.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I was gonna go to the skills, but stay on the prime perk.
So I like the prime perk too, but it's significantly worse than Challenger for me, because it also uses your Dragon Hearts, and especially early on, you don't have very many of those. So a lot of the times you get up, like, which is, yeah, that's good, but then also you don't have any more heals, or you can't heal yourself if, you know, you healed somebody else. Also, the dog dies a lot, maybe not on normal and stuff, but if you're doing like a fresh apocalypse run, that dog ain't living through shit, and he's not there to help you with that.
I disagree. I completed a hardcore apocalypse challenge with handler. It was the easiest time I've had.
Really?
I think it's the best archetype. I think it's easily the best archetype for hardcore apocalypse challenge. The dog aggro is absolute insanity. Like the aggro that dog draws is crazy strong, and that's where a lot of DPS comes in too. You don't even have to pay attention to mobs because the dog is taking all the aggro. You can just focus on DPSing the elite or the boss or whoever it is you're fighting. The 3 skills are all very good. Attack dog, 20% damage increase. The guard dog, which is the 20% damage reduction?
No, it generates more threat. Oh no, the actual the hold skill. Reduction. Yeah, the hold skill is damage reduction. Yeah.
I think it also, that's one of the skills. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hopefully your chat can correct me if I am wrong. I think that's one of the skills that could exceed the damage reduction cap.
Is that only on the tooltip though? Because I know the tooltip allows you to go over, but it doesn't actually go over.
Yeah, so I don't want to don't quote me on that, but I think it actually this skill actually might allow you to go over the cap.
Well, that's definitely a bug.
Yeah. No, I don't know if maybe it is, maybe not. I don't know. I know there's a few things that allow the you to exceed the cap, and I think that might be
I feel like that's not intended because that's the whole point of a cap.
Then maybe I don't know. I really like the archetype. The starting kit is great. You know, you got 2 weapons that are just really good at everything.
Oh, Blood Bond and Guard Dog lets you bypass it because you're splitting the damage and then getting damage reduction on top of it.
Oh, so that's what it is.
That makes
that
more
comes
sense.
in big time. That comes in handy, man. You could do crazy tank build with that. Yeah, all 3 skills are great. You got the heal, you got the movement speed, you got damage reduction, you got damage. The relic perk, I mean, not that great. I mean, I guess it benefits the dog a little bit.
I know increasing the dog's damage is nothing because it doesn't do any damage.
Yeah. The teamwork one is nice. Spread, that's the one that increases our movement speed. That's nice too. The whole team. I really like handler. I remember in the beginning I didn't really care for it. The damage perk is nice, range and melee and skill damage, right?
Was it always ranged melee and skill, or did they?
No, they add. It was ranged and skill. They added melee to it. Recently. So I think it's an A tier.
Okay. See,
what do you think?
I don't mind handler. I really like using handler engineer. Handler hunter, handler gunslinger is also really good. Obviously, I put handler in the secondary, not necessarily the prime. I don't like that the dog can't hit a lot of bosses because a lot of bosses are airborne or just out of the way, and so that you're not really using the dog part. Also, the dog doesn't do a whole lot of damage. You can't build skill damage around the dog because the dog doesn't hit very hard at all. I think
it's more for utility, the dog.
Yeah, like the dog's utility. It pulls aggro. It applies bleed, which is very useful because bleed with handler allows you to run like Nightweaver's Grudge without needing like atonement full on, and that's useful because obviously he's gonna be bleeding everybody all the time anyway. Handler's fine. I think I'm just bent on or stuck on the dog just not being useful in a lot of boss fights because it can't pull boss aggro, which is a little sad. I was really hoping that like the guard dog with a guard roar on would be able to pull bosses off you, but it can't.
That would have been nice.
Yeah,
that would have been nice. So what are you thinking?
I wanted to give it B tier. I'm looking at engineer, and I think it's about as good as engineer. You want to put it in A tier? But because like the thing about handler, like it's great for challenge runs. What does it start with actually?
Starts with Blackmore and the Tech 22.
That's fine. That's actually really good.
That's a great start. Yeah.
That's really good.
Great weapons.
But it's like so if you're gonna be using like a range damage build, what do you get out of handler that you don't get out of going gunslinger or hunter? If you're gonna put that in one of those spots.
Well, I would use Attack Dog with it, get the 20% extra damage, right? And you get the aggro from the mob, so you can just focus on DPSing the boss. I like Handler on bows. I feel like Gunslinger really messes my timing up with using Bulletstorm, even though now I kind of reverted. Before the balance patch, when crit was still king, I would use Handler, but now that crit took a huge hit, I went back to Gunslinger using bows because of that 15% crit chance on Bulletstorm, which is amazing. But prior to that, because the Bulletstorm really messes my timing up on perfect shots. It's the draw is too fast, so I would use Handler, and so I do like Handler with bows though. I don't know what your take on that is.
I actually don't think I've ever used Handler with bow. I've pretty much always gone Hunter Gunslinger with bow, but I mean, I could see the use of that, especially because, you know, if the enemies are aggroed onto your dog, you don't have to worry about them charging you and while you're doing perfect shot charge and stuff like that, especially early on.
Exactly.
So that's nice. See, and again, I was gonna put
it in B.
Here.
I'm not mad if you put it in B. I won't be mad.
Would anyone else have opinions on it? Because I feel like I'm always like downgrading what Bolt and I disagree on.
We agreed on a few. It's good. It's actually good that we're disagreeing, because I feel like on the weapons tier list we agreed on like everything.
Because I just feel like for a ranged build, like you can use Handler. I just don't think it's providing much more than, like, you know, what Bulletstorm Gunslinger or Hunter's Focus Hunter would, or, you know, one of those plus like a supporting kit like Challenger, who also has Rampage, which is all like a bunch more multiplicative damage with fire rate, or Alchemist with Frenzy Dust. I mean, I think it's fine, but like, because it doesn't really help you on bosses at all, I'm just kind of like, eh. So let's see what.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the B. I think that's a fair assessment.
I will say, I really wish Dog pulled off bosses. Like, if Dog could just.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Because,
man.
like, Invader can. You can use Invader decoys to pull bosses
oh my God,
off. You're like,
Invader,
why can't
yeah,
the Dog?
decoys are great. Yeah, no, I think maybe I was just a little overzealous with my tier listing for the Handler. I think B is more fair, but I do like. I just want to say I do enjoy Handler as well.
Nathan says A for hardcore because, yeah, starting gear is amazing, and dog res,
Yeah.
B for normal. So I will say, yeah, I want to put it in B tier, but for challenge runs, yes, we could put it up A or S tier.
Oh my God, S tier for
dog aggro, dog revive, the weapon starting stuff like kinship is also really useful. Maybe not so much, but for safety's sake.
Yeah. No, I think B is fair. Honestly, I think B is fair.
All right, I might adjust that later, bro, as we talk. But let's go ahead and go Invader.
Very controversial archetype here. A lot of people like it gets a lot of hate, and a lot of people say it's the worst archetype.
Really, I think a lot of people like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst archetype at all. I think it's actually very strong. I think it just needs a little bit more.
I think it's the best defensive archetype in the game.
It is. It is literally the best tanking archetype in the game, because you're not supposed to get hit while you're playing Invader. If you play Invader right, you should never get hit. Prime perk is a little wonky. It's a little right? Like,
I think the Prime perk should definitely be incorporated into all its skills by default. Like, just using a skill, you get a decoy.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny how the Relic perk
is better
than the Prime perk. The Relic perk is, like I said, this and Gunslinger have the two best Relic perks in the game. So that has that going for it. The Shark damage perk is a little... I mean, I don't like the fact that I always got to keep moving. It doesn't really taper off easily. Like, you don't realize how much dodging and moving you actually do, but there are moments where sometimes they fall off, and you're like, holy crap, where did my damage go, kind of thing. So that's kind of annoying. What else we got? The loophole. That one's actually not bad, because you shouldn't be getting hit, but if you do get hit, the Relic perk, you cast that decoy, you dodge out of it. You could attack the enemy when they're not targeting you. You get some health back. It's not the best, but for a team perk, you got 3 players attacking an enemy, and obviously the boss is going to draw aggro to one of those players while the others can heal off of that. So it actually might be pretty good. I don't play co-op much, so most of my experience is solo, so I can't really comment on that. Utility perk for Circumvent, that's a nice one. The cost of evade, that's a really good one. And then of course the override, which is the best relic perk in the game. So, and then the skills, we have Void Cloak, right? Well, what is it? Void Cloak, Wormhole. What's the third one?
Reboot.
Right? Void Cloak. It's good when you're new to the game. It's really good.
I also want to say I think Void Cloak is really good when you're learning boss patterns, because it's really easy to tell when you get hit and by what, because of that perfect dodge it will grant you. Because if you're playing like something with stagger resistance, or if you get hit, like sometimes it's hard to tell if if you got hit directly, or if there's like a puddle effect on the ground, or what's causing damage. But with Void Cloak, you can tell really well. Like if you perfect dodge, you're not even going to trigger Void Cloak, so you can like test your timings and stuff down with it really well.
That's a really good point. Well, once you become more comfortable in the game and familiar with the bosses and enemies, then Void Cloak really loses its value. Wormhole, obviously the best skill that it has. You can spam it like crazy. You get, what is it, 200% extra damage?
Yeah, so it's 300% like of your next hit, but because it's additive damage, it's more like you're getting double damage for one hit. And while that's kind of cool and niche for killing elites and stuff, it's pretty strong. I don't think it's got a whole lot of uses on bosses, because you can do it like twice, and then you have like, I think at best like an 8-second cooldown with like max skill cooldown gear.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're just like chewing through diverting hearts throughout the fight, so you can spam it. But it's a good skill. I find it kind of difficult to use sometimes. It doesn't teleport where I want it to go, or I'm trying to go behind an enemy. It doesn't go behind an enemy. I noticed there's a lot of items that are glitched with it. For example, Nanoswarm. If you're using Nanoswarm and you use Wormhole, then you lose the buff. It doesn't grant the buff. You teleport, but the buff like disappears immediately. So it's very buggy. And then the last one is Reboot. That definitely needs some more stuff to it to make it better. Like it would be cool if it replenished mod charges or something like that as well. Because right now it's just like relics and ammo.
Yeah, like I'm not a fan of Reboot, because I really wish it triggered on death. Like if you die while Reboot is like the duration is ticking down, it would just automatically reset you.
That would actually be really cool.
But
yeah. But it does have the strongest relic perk in the game. If you're playing Invader properly, you chew a relic and just dodge out. You have 8 seconds. What is this? How long do you have? It's almost 6 seconds of.
Yeah, 6 seconds of
even bosses. Yeah, even bosses take the aggro. So
yeah, and that's the thing. It's
incredibly strong.
Twice as good as the Prime perk, which is weird.
But yeah, Invader's just in a weird spot, man.
I think it's weird because it only works with melee and ranged for the most part, and it's like you want to use it like up close and personal with melee, but it's also like, yeah, but one wrong hit and you're done. And it's like you could do that, or you can run Challenger, which has better melee skills with Rampage or Juggernaut and more damage and more bulk, and it's like there's just less risk and kind of more reward.
Yeah. I think a B tier is fair, only because of that relic perk is so damn strong. It essentially will make you immortal.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to give it B too. Just I don't think people give it Override enough credit. The relic perk will literally let you like avoid bosses for like the entire fight. Like if you run like a Lifeless Heart, which has like 20 charges now or something, and you just drop those every couple seconds, the boss will literally never target you. And then you put on Void Cloak in case, for whatever reason an AoE hits you. You can't die with Invader on.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I will give it a B.
Remnant people super chatted me $5 for owing me for the spreadsheet information for DLC 1 and 2. You don't need to help me. I'm always going to help people and provide information wherever I can, because I have no life, and that's all I'm good for. So thank you, I appreciate it, but you don't need to owe me anything. But yeah, I'll give it B tier as well. I think it's better than people think. I last heard people liked Invader, but I guess you're hearing people think it's shit.
Yeah.
Does Dog Handler take aggro from bosses with Override? Dog Handler does not. The Dog from Handler does not aggro bosses at all. Same for Summoner summons. They cannot pull aggro from bosses. They can get in the way, but they're not gonna. The boss isn't gonna like suddenly turn over and target them. Now, technically, I did miss this because we should have done Hunter first, but because it's labeled as Sharpshooter in the file types,
In the game files.
yeah, I skipped over it. But yeah, so we have Hunter, which, I mean, can I just move it over real quick while we talk about it?
This is my favorite archetype.
Just stick that over there real quick.
My favorite archetype. Yeah. Best prime perk in the game. You can have your skill up for the entire fight of a boss.
Credit to Yeats for the
perk.
prime.
What's that?
Is it credit to Yeats,
right? Yeah. It is literally the strongest prime perk in the game. The damage perk is Insanity because weak spot damage is multiplicative. What else we got? Do we know what? I don't play co-op, so like increase ammo drops.
The Return to Sender is very nice if you play co-op.
Is it?
Yeah, you notice a lot more ammo box drops for sure.
Oh, so beautiful. All right, that's great.
Like a lot of times when you kill something, like it'll drop two, like the long and the handgun, so like the red and white at the same time, and you just get stocked up really fast.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right. Urgency is very similar to Gunslinger. This is another quote unquote second damage trait, right?
Yeah.
Because you're increasing your reload speed, and then intuition comes in handy. Like if you're on a downtime during a boss fight or during mobbing, in between, just like after just killing like a group of enemies, you're going to your next group. Just pop your relic in, and you can extend your skill up longer. So the relic perk is actually really good. All three skills are great. Hunter's focus. Hunter's mark is great for a co-op. The wall hacks for the whole team. You have Hunter's Focus, which is finally a great skill now, because before it was just so clunky to use. Now, with the ability to actually neutral dodge and maintain focus, it's very usable now. It's a great skill. And then the Hunter's Shroud is amazing. That's like defense and DPS simultaneously. For gun builds, Hunter's the best, easily, hands down.
I know you can't really go wrong with Hunter. I personally like using Hunter's Mark more than, well, I guess not anymore, because Hunter's Focus is so easy to maintain now that they give you like 0.7 of a second grace period. It's so good, but I really liked using Hunter's Mark just because while you're clearing maps or dealing with bosses that sometimes spawn ads, you literally don't have to worry about anything. You can see everything that's going on, and it makes like running through like Geisha and other areas that have like flying enemies just a breeze, because you just see everything. But yeah, also Dead to Rights, just hey, let's have your skills active for 2 minutes, because why not? That's just absurd. And yeah, damage on damage on damage, like everything about Hunter is like, and that's the thing, it's S because it defines the ranged archetype, which is most of this game. Like Hunter and Gunslinger, just Hugs is king for a reason. Like you can't
unfortunately range builds aren't what they used to, but it's still like, these are still the best, since this is a quote unquote shooting game, right? Yeah, these are still the two best shooters right there. Those two archetypes are your best shooters.
Yeah, Bunny. Challenger is high A. I want to put it in S, but right there. But
I told him to put it in S. Like, I'm okay. I put it in A. He put it in S.
But it's sitting there. It's sitting pretty there. But yeah, Hunter. No one can say anything bad about Hunter. Even the starting kit is not terrible anymore. It's Sure Shot and Sniper, right?
No, it's Huntmaster.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Huntmaster, because they fixed Huntmaster, so you can actually use it properly now. Yeah, everything about Hunter is good. It's not fair. Is this a ranked tier list? What do you mean by ranked tier list? I don't know what that means. All right, so we skipped over that. We did Invader. All right, Tragics, baby, the medic. Oh, I skipped over Invoker too, but that's because it's the last one for me.
All right, medic time. This is This is a phenomenal archetype too, man. They did a great job with all these archetypes, but this is such a great. This is one of those that you could slot into any build and it's fine. If you don't know what to put on your build, you don't know, damn, what should I pick? Medic, just pick medic. It goes with everything. It's so good. 25% damage. Obviously, it's not enormous, but it's for all damage types, so that's why it's so versatile. The prime perk gives you infinite relics. You know, you guys remember how busted, what was that, the Root Doctor build was? Where you had infinite relics, and now what's the new one now with the Broken Heart that people keep spamming? Right?
Yeah, Broken Heart.
Broken Heart, it's crazy. The relic perk is fantastic on medic. The 20% relic use speed is crazy, and you get remember we talking about stagger resist, how strong stagger resist is. So you're gonna get that heal off no matter what, or that revive off. Very strong. The backbone with the gray health, take 2 hits before it's removed. That medic is so good, man, for tank builds.
And there's a lot of gray health builds too that are getting more popular.
Yeah. And then the only thing is the first skill is not very good. The I feel like
Wellspring.
heal shot is better than than Wellspring. Healing shot is better than
Well, it's because you can't stand still in Remnant. Like standing still to heal, like unless like there's nothing around you, you're just asking to get hit.
Yeah, it honestly should have swapped. Like healing shot should have been the skill, and then Wellspring should have been what healing shot is. And that's my opinion. But other than that, the other 2 skills are great because even the 3rd skill, everybody thinks it's just like a revive skill, but no, it also heals. So you don't have to use it when somebody's down. You can actually use it to heal the entire team. So I think it's an S tier. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's S.
You're putting medic at S. That oh man, Tragic loves you, huh?
It's just so good, man. Like, it's not my particular playstyle that I like in terms of like healing people, but I have to understand the strengths of it. Like challenge runs, yes. Loadout, yes. Infinite relics, yes. The relic perk is fantastic. The damage perk is everything about it is good, except the first skill. Other than that, every single thing about it is really good and could be put on any freaking build.
I agree with that. I think my only negatives towards the medic is similar to kind of like Invader or Challenger Prime, is that once you get to the point where you're not playing face tank builds and you can actually just dodge everything, everything on the medic tree loses use. Like, yes, it's great for teams. Yes, it's great for tanks. It's great for hardcore. It's a great fucking archetype. It's just it goes from like amazingly good, and then once your skill ceiling rises above it, it loses all its use. Like you'll never pick medic. I think that's the only flaw that medic has for me personally, is that if you're playing solo and you're not getting hit, nothing on medic does anything for you. That's it. That's the only thing. I'm not saying medic is like C, T, even B tier. Like medic is good. Hey, Theo.
Yeah.
Knock it off. It's just I don't know if I would give it an S tier because it, like Explorer, which is all the way down there in D tier, it comes to a point where you don't need anything on medic anymore. But
I think you're looking at it in like too narrowly. That's the thing. You got to look at the bigger picture of it in terms of for co-op and things of that nature.
That's also fine. I'm too narrow-minded in my views. Also, I know
you're thinking of it from your playstyle.
Yeah, from my playstyle. So also,
and remember, I'm a DPS tryhard as well.
Yeah, and I know for challenge runs and stuff, it's definitely up there because LMG and service pistol are fucking amazing. Heals are always very valuable in hardcore challenge runs.
What would you put it at? You were gonna put it in an A?
I was gonna put it in A, but
all right,
I think
put it in A then. That's fair. I think that's also fair. Like, you know what? Put it right next to Challenger. I think that we could do that.
Just
about
S tier.
just like that. Almost S tier, not quite. Yeah, I think that's fair. A+.
All right. It's like, cause it's good. It is good. I have problems with it where, if you're not using heals, then there's no reason to use medic. But
can't forget, tank builds are the strongest builds.
I know they are. The fucking tank builds are so dumb right now. It's so crazy. And then here's the thing, even if they nerf a lot of the stuff with tank builds, Medic has shield, and you have to build. There's not very many ways to get shield, and you could build around shield. So I mean,
there's a lot of ways to get shield now.
Is there really?
Yeah, there's so many rings that give you shield. You have now you also have the Ring of Spears that combos with the Shielded Strike. Remember?
Oh, that's true.
You have the Shielded Heart. You have the shield skill. Then you have Generating Band. When there's a shield active, you get the passive heal. It's crazy. Like shields are crazy. Yeah, there's so many different ways to provide a shield now. So a lot of different ways.
All right. Is your favorite?
A+. What is this? Is that Invoker?
That is Summoner.
Summoner. Oh.
Also, I skipped over Ritualist. We'll have to go back to Ritualist. DLC ones are after.
All right. Ah, my God, this is the worst archetype for me. I never will slot this in first. That's number one. The prime perk is not good. There's no need to ever use it. Every single prime perk in this game is way better than it.
I like the idea of the prime perk. I get what you're saying. It's useless because 50% damage and movement speed is cool, but the minions like they don't. It doesn't help them. They already deal like no damage. So it's like, I don't know. The only cool interaction I like with the prime perk is that if you put on Atonement Fold and you take damage, that counts. So your minions are permanently enraged.
Ah, that's pretty.
You do like Blood Bond 1, an Atonement Fold, and that's it. And that's cool.
Yeah, and I know you came out with a build for Summoner that was actually very damaging, like the sacrifice Summoner. It's just weird to me that a build that's centered around having minions out, you're killing them off. You know, when I imagine a Summoner, I imagine your minions out there with you, doing your bidding and stuff like that. That's just how I'm not a Summoner play. I never liked the summons in Remnant 1, even though they were a million times better than in this game.
You didn't like summons in Remnant 1? They were fun.
I don't like things killing things for me. I like to do the killing. That's why.
That's fair. See, and I always play summoners like necromancers and stuff in like Diablo or I forget what other games. I play like Hunter and WoW and other games. I always play pet classes and stuff. I love pets.
Yeah, so but in this game, man, Summoner's just not good. So anytime I use Summoner, it's just to boost my explosive damage, and that's kind of sad. Like I don't care about my skill. Sometimes I won't even summon the minions. You know,
I get you there. I do that as well. Sometimes I just like I'm never gonna use a skill on this thing.
Like they get in my way. Okay. They get in my line of sight.
I know we talked to Maurice about this. They aren't supposed to get in the way. There's maybe with Maurice or just Court. I think that is not intended, and I think they're gonna fix that. But yes, right now they do run right in front of your line of sight, and they're not supposed to, and that's gonna get fixed.
That pisses me off. Another thing is that I noticed that, especially this is more so with the Reaver. He'll just stand there menacingly and not even do anything.
I hate the attack. I use him as a bomb. But dude, the Summoner build, like Sack Summoner, is pretty fucking cool. But yeah,
it does a lot of don't get me wrong. That build was kicking ass, man. That thing was doing crazy damage. But it's just weird to me that you summon, kill.
I know. It's just weird. Reaver's so slow. Like it's awful. Yeah. You're not wrong. The pets, the summons are pretty bad. They're pretty bad.
Let's go over there. The other perks. The damage perk is great. You know, that's a huge 35% to mod skill and explosive damage. That's why we use it.
70% for explosive mods is dumb.
Insanity. Yeah, insanity. Residue. What does this do?
Nobody uses residue.
It's a heal. No, we don't need that. Outrage. Sacrifice grants 3% lifesteal for each. No.
Nobody uses outrage.
Nobody uses that.
Literally, it's for the damage perk.
Yeah, and then insight is not like all of the. I want to put this in D tier. I really do. It's just because Summoner pisses me off so much, but the 70% is so crazy for an explosive build that we have to put this. I would put this in C tier then, just because it's 70%.
Okay, so you want it in C tier. So
yeah, it's only because of the extra damage that it's getting from explosives. Because otherwise it would be a D tier.
I agree. The Summoner aspect of it is pretty bad. The damage perk, which is a recent addition to get explosive damage on it, is the only reason why Summoner is seeing any use anywhere. That is it. The summons are bad. The other perks and stuff are all based upon the summons, and nobody uses the summons. You sacrifice them, which is the only build I could make as Summoner, honestly. I try a lot to play with Summoner. The only build I can make, like, prime use, I wouldn't say prime use, the majority of my use is with Summoner, is that Sack Summoner build, and that is about actually not using the minions at all. You blow them up immediately. So you're not like, I'm not even using any of the perks on it.
Oh, man.
So I can't say that it's good, because like it's not. And then starting out as Summoner fucking sucks. You get the crossbow.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I dread because I didn't get to Summoner yet for my challenge runs. I dread that challenge run.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's rough. Maybe not now, because crossbow did just get buffed. I still don't like it. Yeah, but it did get buffed. But starting out with Summoner is awful. The summons aren't good. The only thing about it is the mod and damage stack.
Yep.
So.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah. And, well, that's the thing, sponsor. It's like, yeah, Twisted Arbalist and Guardian's Call, because you use it to bounce off your Reaver. That's fine. But it's like, it's not good. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, it really isn't.
I love good. Summoner. I love Anguish builds because double dipping on modern explosives is dumb. But
you don't love Summoner for that. You love the explosive.
Yeah, I love the damage perk.
That's what you love, the damage perk.
I like Sack Summoner. That's cool. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to say that it's because Summoner. Because I kind of like forced that one. So I will agree with you. I will put this thing in C tier. Not that it's bad, but it has specifically one use, and that is the fucking damage perk.
Yeah, crazy damage perk.
Yeah, so that's good. I love summons too.
Keep in mind, I like Explorer. Even though Explorer is D tier, I like Explorer better than Summoner. I just really dislike Summoner.
And I like Explorer too, but it's just like, I'm never going to pick Explorer on anything but a dot build, because I want 5% damage, which really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. That's like 10 DPS or something, 20 DPS.
I'll take it.
It's like nothing. Hear me out. Blood Bond damage perk. It's not C tier, low B. Low B. I don't know. Low B. So Blood Bond for Summoner.
Why? If you're doing like a tank build or something like that?
Yeah, because you can
Why would I choose Summoner though? There's so many better options to take than Summoner for a tank build.
Well, because you do the same thing like Handler. Handler's got the defense roar. Yeah, because the thing. So Blood Bond's cool, but Handler does it better because you can run damage reduction Howl on the pets. It's a pet and you get the damage reduction buff with I don't. And if you want to count Solo Summoner is terrible. I think Handler just does it better. I'm gonna keep it at C. That was a good argument, Bunny. I almost gave it to you because Blood Bond is a very strong tanking perk, but it's just the damage perk that we really, really like on it.
The minions also don't draw the same aggro the dog does. The dog draws better aggro.
Yeah, the minions don't draw very much. Like, because the flyers, because a lot of stuff can't attack the flyers. The Reavers fucking 10 miles behind you all the time. And then a lot of the times they'll attack roly-polies, but, you know. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and do Ritualist, which is my size is smaller on this one for some reason. All right, so Ritualist.
So before the balance patch, man, this was like an S tier archetype, and they massacred my boy. Now the dots are just not what they once were. The dots got hit pretty damn hard. The prime perk is not that useful.
I wanted to talk to you about that because I knew you were going to go there.
Yeah.
Vial is still one of the only sources of multiplicative damage in the game. That 15% is a multiplicative bonus for your dots.
Yeah, but even when you have it up, the damage is still, because dots got hit so hard.
But that's why it's so much more important now, because there's not very many ways to scale them very hard anymore. Vial stands out a bit more. Yes, dots are still a lot worse. I mean, you can still push like 3k DPS, maybe 3.4 if you're trying really hard, but it's not what it used to be.
Yeah. Each skill is good though. I do like every skill that Ritualist has.
I used to like Miasma.
Miasma got hits hard, man.
Miasma does no damage.
Death Wish.
I saw as soon as I saw the base damage change, I was like, dude, that's a lot. It does like I think 200
Yeah.
DPS for like maxed out miasma.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah, it's really bad now, miasma though. But for mobbing, it's still good for mobbing, but for bossing, miasma it's just not gonna it's gonna tickle some nutsacks. Basically, it doesn't really do anything.
Death Wish is still
Death Wish is crazy strong,
Yeah.
man. So good, and because of Death Wish, it makes Ritualist a lot more versatile in terms of the kind of builds you can put it on. You can put it on any build just because of Death Wish, so that's pretty good. The other perks, what else we got? We got Terrify. What does this one do? I forgot. I can't even read. It's kind of blurry.
Enemies that are killed. Well, it's whatever. Whenever you kill an enemy, you'll apply Terrify to all other nearby enemies, and if they die, they drop more ammo, which is like, whatever.
Oh, it's kind of like the Hunter perk a little bit.
Yeah, but you're playing a dot build. Who cares about ammo, really? Come on.
Yeah, that's true. That's so. But I mean, it's for your teammates, I guess.
I guess that's true.
Dark Blood, reduce damage from negative stat. How many things really give you negative status effects in this game? And then you have consumables.
The only things that really matter. Well, here the thing about statuses too, people gotta realize, is that status damage doesn't increase really when you go up to like Apocalypse and stuff. They all do like the same damage across the board, which is why like emulators and stuff are super terrifying early on and like when you first start, but then later on they don't do anything because you can reduce all status damage with kinship because it's self damage.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't matter like at all.
And then Purge, which is funny because I remember I mentioned this to Tragic. I'm like, isn't Purge basically cleansing stone? You know, the necklace cleansing stone?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
No? Yeah. It's the same exact thing. I was like, why is that? Like, it's funny. So, like I said, it's not really a useful relic perk either. What else? The starting kit, Sparkfire, Great Gun.
Yep.
Fashion points for Ritualist. The drip is
it does get fashion points. I think starting out Ritualist is pretty good too because Eruption is not terrible early on in the game too.
Eruption is good. So I completed the Hardcore Apocalypse challenge with this before the balance patch when it was an S tier. Now I'm gonna put it in B tier.
You're gonna put it in B? Really?
Yeah.
Because like it got a damage boost from Wrath, so now you do 25% damage to.
Yeah, you do 25%. That's right.
So like that caught up.
It's not 20% anymore.
And Vile's still really good. Like I don't know, dude. I was still gonna give Ritualist. I was still gonna give it.
You gonna give it an
A? Maybe even like A plus, low S. Like, because like again, like Archon. Ritualist, that is the dot archetype. It's got too much. But unlike Archon, you can pair it with just about anything. It's easy to get one status on something for your Wrath perk.
Very easy. Everybody uses Nebula anyway.
Yeah, plus everyone uses fucking Nebula. Yeah. Nebula, and then Death Wish is probably one of the best skills in the game right now.
It is one of the best skills in the game, yeah.
I think Ritualist is really, really strong. I
forgot they gave it the 25%. In my head, I was thinking 20. I forgot they just recently.
Yeah.
That was recent too.
Yeah, it was like the last patch, or maybe maybe pre-DLC. Yeah. No, I think it was after the DLC. I think.
Yeah, I won't be mad at an A. I won't be mad at. I want to say high A, but I'll put it in A.
They did buff.
I'll put it below the.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So they did buff Band of the Fanatic, but Band of the Fanatic is still really bad.
It's still not good.
Yeah, it's still really bad.
Yeah, it's still not good.
And Ahane Crystal and Sinstring are no longer multiplicative modifiers; they're additives, and they are significantly worse than before. So dot builds in general just got hit really hard. Well, that isn't a direct hit against the Ritualist archetype itself. Everything that it does kind of got hit. So that's also why my ass got
Blade. Twisting wounds, seared
every
wounds,
dot lost damage, like half the damage. Yeah.
Yes, like immensely. Like, yeah, it was crazy how much.
Starting loadout with Ritualist is Sparkfire, and I want to say Repeater. Yeah, Repeater pistol. Which I love the Repeater pistol. I gotta say,
I do too.
It's a solid gun, especially. Have you used it after the buffs, like with that 21 mag round or 21 round mag?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
so
I like it. I really do. Yeah, I think A. I think A is good.
Okay.
But I would put it like I said. It's not an A plus. It's an A.
Okay. So you wanted it B, but I want to give it A. I think it's
no. I think you sold it to me. Plus, I forgot about the 25% that it has now.
Okay. So, yeah, because I don't think it's as good as Hunter Gunslinger. Like it's It's good, but the thing is, like, Death Wish is still additive damage because they got rid of the multiplicative off of it, whereas Gunslinger Hunter still have a lot of multiplicative modifiers. And then last one, which we can just, I'll move up there as we talk about it, is Invoker.
Yep.
Invoker, the new archetype, which is, everyone is aware, is god tier beyond all belief. It really is. It enables every other archetype.
It really freaking is. Yeah, man. I really like Invoker. I don't. There's nothing bad to say about it.
There is nothing. That thing. So when you look at the damage perk and like some of the other perks it has, you're like, that doesn't seem all that great. Like skill damage, not very many things do skill. Elemental damage, not very many things just do elemental. And that's split 30-15. And then you have like 1% cooldown reduction every 3 seconds. You're like, that's not that great. And like everything else just kind of
then you use it, and you're like, oh my god, why are my skills up all the damn time?
Yeah, exactly. And then you use it, and you're like, oh, Visionary is straight up fucking busted. I'm surprised it didn't get nerfed. I don't think it will, to be honest, because like, there's nothing.
I don't think it needs a nerf. I would say what needs a nerf is the Way of Lydusa. It's just because it's infinite staggers.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense
because it's an explosion.
The skill button, and it's literally, but it has like a million stagger damage.
Yeah.
So and it staggers bosses. Every time you press the button, the boss is staggered. So you can just stun lock them, like keep tapping them. It's kind of stupid.
So yeah,
I think that's the only thing that needs a nerf. And I think what needs a buff is Way of Major. It is by far the weakest skill that Invoker has. There's kind of really no reason to run it. 15% extra elemental damage is really not that great. I should probably be like 25 to be honest with you, because I'm going to be running Way of Lydusa or Way of Quela. Or Keula, where you want.
Keula is so good. I love that skill.
The damage is insane on that. Like, it's so good.
Well, and then here's the thing. I've been using it too. So Way of Keula, as well as like, we talk about Monolith and stuff too. They're kind of like dots. So I've been using dot builds with them, obviously, but they don't count as dots. They're not status damage. So you can use things like Red Ring of Death, which you want to put like one big dot on them and then duplicate it. And then Nebula obviously is doing a bigger dot than it should. But you put on like one big dot with Nebula, or once that gets fixed, Heat Wave. And then you put Energized Net Coil on. And so you can maintain that one big dot, double it, keep that popping. And then because you can use Way of Keula and Monolith and stuff, those aren't technically other dots. So you can still get damage over time on them, but they're not interrupting your Energized Net Coil explosions or your double dot. And it's so good.
It's so good. It really is, man. It really is, man.
And then
Invoker, a lot of fun.
It's fun, yeah. It's a fun class.
Yeah.
It also makes Gunslinger really good. It makes Engineer really good. Just everything about Invoker is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Invoker Medic. Yeah.
Easy S tier.
Yeah. It's so strong. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did.
The starting kit is the only thing is the Trinity Crossbow is not good at all.
It's the same.
I don't know what is the secondary gun that it starts with.
I actually don't know. Has anyone started an Invoker? I don't know what the secondary is.
Yeah, I haven't got around to it for a challenge run yet, but I'm gonna be sad when I do, because it's just the Trinity Crossbow is just not good.
There's no difference between Trinity Crossbow and regular crossbow.
I actually prefer the regular crossbow.
Way of Lydusa doesn't need a ranged hit. I think right now it procs off any damage, so you can run dots with it, and you're just constantly feeding yourself Dust Devils, which is why it's super broken. That's why everyone's running Nebula and Monolith, and then Lydusa. Well, everyone's running Nebula Monolith because Nebula Monolith. But with that and Lydusa, you're just constantly pulling Dust Devils because all the damage ticks are counting. And then you just sit there and spam the Eruption on it. It's ridiculous.
I think it was supposed to be ranged and melee only.
Well, it was, and then they changed
it. He changed it, but forgot to change the tooltip because the tooltip still says that.
Yeah.
But I think he said he's going to go back to ranged and melee for it.
Oh, it starts with Bolt Driver? Really, Xeno? That's not bad.
What's that?
Invoker starts with the Trinity Crossbow and Bolt Driver.
Ooh, but man, Bolt Driver's not good unless you have all that projectile speed.
I mean, yeah. That's fair,
but it's still good.
But it's not terrible.
It does a lot of damage.
Yeah, comparing it to the Trinity crossbow, I think I'm going to use the bolt driver more.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree.
So, okay, so that is all the base archetypes. Now, that took
3 S tier,
Yeah.
3 A tier, 2 A plus,
yeah,
3 B.
and then a C and a D. I think that's okay.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Oh, it
I
starts
think
with
that
crystal
shows the
staff
balance
too.
of it. Oh my god. Oh man. And now we got to do archetype combos. What are the?
I have, because I went out of my way, and I have the symbol of every mixed archetype. I don't know if you want to go through them. Obviously, there's going to be like 10 or 11 for every single archetype, so there's another 100 something to do.
I mean, we could just put a kind of just go over like what are the
we can kind of
what to
shotgun
pair and what not to pair.
fast forward with them because it's a lot. It's kind of a lot. Let's see how fast. Let's try a little bit with Alchemist, and then we'll see how it goes, and we'll adjust speed accordingly. So, Alchemist Archon. Have you ever paired Alchemist Prime with Archon Secondary?
I have never done that.
Is there any reason to do it? I can't really think of one, but
I think if you're gonna go like a tank mod build hybrid and use Reality Rune, I think that would be the way to go. Maybe.
Oh, okay. So like Stone Skin Reality Rune.
Stone Skin Reality Rune. Then you could use like the Bloodtooth Tonic and the Meat Shake or the Bark.
Okay.
Bark Skin
So
one.
it has synergy. There's something to do there. It's automatic C tier. There's something. We haven't seen it. We don't even know if it's good, but it has something.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Alchemist Challenger.
Alchemist Challenger is great. That's amazing.
I was like, I'm putting that up in S tier because that's like melee
that's
builds.
that's
where all the melee builds sit. It's fucking OP.
Yeah.
Frenzy Dust and Rampage is dumb. Oh, we'll get to worst class combos. Alchemist Engineer. Like,
oh my god, this is gonna take forever, man.
I mean, if we do every couple
That's just-
seconds, it's not gonna take that long.
No, because I'm missing the overclock, man.
Yeah, it's
I
like-
need that overclock.
You're not doing Alchemist Engineer. Okay. Alchemist Explorer. I mean,
Nah,
no.
man,
Okay,
no.
because you're not using Explorer for anything secondary. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's fine. Alchemist Gunslinger.
Yeah, I mean,
Frenzy
Frenzy
Dust,
Dust and
Bulletstorm?
Bulletstorm. Yeah, we could definitely work with that there. I don't know if it's A or B though, but it's gonna be somewhere around there. Because
It's
the damage is still gonna
so it's got mixed synergy with all damage, gun damage, fire rate stuff. Because we haven't really seen it used at all. We don't really have like any builds we can pull out from the top of our heads. I'm gonna say B
Yeah.
tier. It definitely has more potential than.
It'll probably be good for like a Deb Loop build.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Devloop would probably work with it. It's got potential. B's. So the range for like multi things are gonna be like S is like, yeah, we established built of this. We know this works. This is amazing. A is like, you can make this work. It's pretty solid. Not too bad. B is, there's some synergy there. I'm sure you can make it work. C is maybe, and D is why bother?
Probably not gonna work.
Yeah.
D is don't even do it.
Alchemist Handler.
No, I don't think nothing pops to my mind for that one. I mean,
They have
go
synergistic
together.
damage. I mean,
They do.
so I'm gonna put it in C
C,
tier. Yeah, like,
yeah.
it's got, you can run Frenzy Dust Handler and still run ranged with pet support. Alchemist Hunter. I guess all Alchemists is probably at minimum C because Alchemist just pairs so well with everything.
Pairs with everything. Yeah, I would agree with that.
So Alchemist Hunter will go C.
But I do think that like Alchemist Gunslinger does pair well.
Yeah, Alchemist
Pretty
Gunslinger
damn
probably
well,
works
yeah.
better than Alchemist Hunter.
Yeah.
Alchemist Invoker. I mean, it's not Invader.
Oh man. Yeah, you can put it there.
I mean, you can still run it with a melee build if you're not doing Alchemist Challenger, but it's not.
It's like you said though. Alchemist really does pair with everything though.
Yeah.
It really does.
Alchemist Invoker. This one I actually wouldn't ever see. Why would you run Alchemist Prime and Invoker secondary?
Yeah, kind of odd.
I don't know about that one because Invoker's
Yeah,
not
I don't know
helping
about that one
any
either.
of Alchemist skills either. Okay, Medic, Alchemist Medic. that's pretty
That's
good.
a great pairing.
That's a good pairing.
Yeah, that's a really
like. I'm gonna put that in A. That's standard.
Yeah,
like,
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
Standard tank.
It's all damage. You can do
or
mods,
Revivalist.
damage, help, heal.
Yeah,
that's solid. We all know that. That's a good one. And then Alchemist Summoner, we'll just drop that down here because
put that right down there.
There's not a reason to do that. Well,
actually, actually, that could go
you can run explosive mods and because it's all damage.
Okay, yeah, you're right. All right.
And you could do if you want to do tank version with the stone skin.
Stone skin, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll
all right, I can see that. I'll see that.
So that was all the Alchemist. So that was one. So that was pretty quick. So
we could do this in like 20 minutes.
Challenger Alchemist. I don't see why you would ever use that while you would run Alchemist Challenger.
Yeah.
So let's just move that down here.
I think everything's gonna be D here because
you don't put Challenger in the primary slot. There's no reason to put Challenger in the primary slot. You use it as a solo archetype, that's fine. But there's once you get a secondary archetype, you pop it over. Is there any, while I'm going through these, is there any outlier case where you think that you would run Challenger first? Anybody?
Because to do the proving grounds.
To proving, so you do just Challenger
my damn self
for that.
Yeah.
Challenger.
That's the only time I would run proving ground off of proving grounds.
Challenger Handler. I think I would put Handler in Prime still.
I would still put Handler first.
Challenger Hunter.
Because the cooldown is only 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's no reason to flip. Challenger is just not a good primary archetype.
Oh man, we're not even gonna have space.
I know. I don't know how many other ones are that bad, but Challenger definitely stands out. You don't put Challenger in the prime. But I think that's what makes Challenger good. Is that it's a really good secondary archetype.
It really is. It really is.
All right, so we'll just stop those. Challenger is whatever. Engineer Alchemist. Engineer Prime.
Alchemist. That's great. That's an A.
It's A. You run that? I don't think I've run that, but
I've ran it before. Yeah. Of course, you put the stone skin down, get into heavy carry, stand right there.
Okay, so that's the thing.
Yeah, really good.
Engineer Archon. I want to say
yes for Devolup builds.
Yeah, I was gonna say Devolup and Havoc is, but I'm gonna put it in B just because we have Invoker now for Havoc.
Invoker. Yeah, fair.
So
fair.
It's usable, but there are better options. Challenger. So Engineer Challenger.
That's also an A.
Say okay.
Yeah.
So I'll put that over here. Engineer Explorer. I don't think that's terrible because you could sit in the wells with heavy carry.
True. Yeah, I think it has some synergy there. But why?
But because also you could use the relic to proc your Explorer and regen ammo
and gain ammo.
Thing. So it's got double use for the relic.
There's something there. There's something there.
Yeah, I'm sure you can make use of it. Engineer Gunslinger.
No. Maybe turret mode, drop a turret, and then you maybe
overclock turret
mode
Gunslinger.
And not heavy carry.
I will say I'll put it in C because you can't, because it does have range damage now.
Yeah, I was gonna say Engineer does buff range damage, so maybe you could just drop a turret and just go the range route.
Engineer Handler, that's a good one.
Yes, that's a S tier.
That's there. I'll just stick that over there. Because I run Engineer Handler. That's a good one. A handler dog being able to pull aggro from enemies while you mow them down always feels good. Engineer Hunter, I guess kind of the same with Engineer Gunslinger.
Kind of the same with Gunslinger. Yeah, kind of.
I'm sure you can make it work, but it's a little iffy. Engineer Invader. Why?
Why?
Yeah. Do you have any case where you would want to use Engineer Invader?
Nah.
Engineer Invoker. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, that's an S tier. You know what's funny too? I've also done Invoker Engineer too.
I like Invoker Engineer. Invoker Engineer is really good. Yeah,
I think that might be one of the only ones where you could. Oh, well, Medic and Alchemist, they could. Yeah, but go ahead. We'll get to it.
Okay. Engineer Medic.
Yep, that's another S.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the same as Alchemist. Or did I put them? Did I put that in?
You put Engineer, Alchemist in S, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's just as good. I think or either A or S. I think it just pairs very well. There's the skill damage plus the shield, and man, I don't know. What do you think?
I was thinking A. I think Alchemist is better because Alchemist's buffs last a lot longer while you sit in heavy carry, and Medic Shields only last like 10 seconds.
All right, fair enough. We can put A. Put an
A. I just think Alchemist is the better pair there.
Engineer,
Engineer,
better pair,
Summoner. Right. I'd say that used to be fine if you want to do like full pet builds, but it's not like it's good.
Yeah, maybe B or A, I guess. Yeah,
like it's fine. I just
plus the impact cannon does the explosive damage, so you could maybe get something with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in B. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Explorer Prime mixes.
This is just gonna be good for farming.
For farming, really. I need more.
Yeah,
D
you're not
tiers.
gonna. Yeah, it's just gonna be D. Yeah, it's such a niche role. You're only gonna be using that when you're farming.
I just need to put all the engineer or explorer. Yeah, because explorer is literally used for treasure sense and gathering relic fragments. And I'm not saying that it's bad. Obviously, it has its niche. That's good. It's just it's so incredibly niche that because you're gonna stop using it entirely once you get most of your mythics out of the way. You don't even need to get all the mythics. You just need to get some. And if people don't know, it's really easy to get mythics once you're in Apocalypse and like you have like Archetype 50 or 71, I think it is.
Yeah.
Because you just buy them from Dwell. You just turn all your fragments in for dust and you buy them from Dwell and you just get them all. Like it's really fast. So I'm gonna move Explorer down here. Is there any? Nah, I can't think. There's no reason to run Explorer Prime.
No, there really isn't. There really isn't.
I feel like I shouldn't put all of these in, but people would be like, what about this combination? This is silly. Okay, so wait, why is Gunslinger in here? And okay. No. Alright, so Explorer done. Gunslinger. Gunslinger, Alchemist.
It's like the same, I guess, as the Alchemist Gunslinger.
Yeah, I guess it's the same. It's either you want your reloads or your concoctions. Yeah. So, what did we put him before?
I think A. I think we did an A, no?
Alchemist Prime. I don't. Did we put him in B? We put him in B.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. Not quite. It's gonna get hard to look at this. Gunslinger Archon.
No, that has like the opposite synergy.
Yeah.
Range and
I don't see a reason to use that.
Yeah. That's just opposite.
Gunslinger Challenger.
Yeah, great for Dev loot builds. Infinite Bulletstorm and Rampage. That's like S, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I think I use Gunslinger Challenger.
Yeah, that's a great build.
Yeah, you're right. I've done that. Gunslinger Engineer.
Nah. No, nobody would ever take that. Yeah.
It's no reason. Flip them around and maybe, but
yeah.
Gunslinger Explorer. No.
I think everything Explorer besides Ritualist Explorer is gonna be pretty deep.
Put all of them down there. Gunslinger Handler. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, great. They have great synergy with the skill damage also for quick draw. So you could put that in A, yeah.
Yes, sponsor. Archon as a prime is definitely a better choice there. Gunslinger Hunter, that's still S tier. Like
no, yep, I was just gonna say that's still S tier because you could do Dev Loop.
But yeah, like you can flip flop Hunter, Gunslinger, Hunter. It's just preference basically. Gunslinger Invader. Is there much of a reason to do that?
I mean, there is synergy with the range damage and stuff like that, so it's not like terribly useless.
I'm gonna put it in like C. It's like it's got
Yeah, like
something
C.
going on. Like I'm sure you
Yeah.
could work with it. Gunslinger medic. I think that's not bad, to be honest. I would put that in B tier just because Gunslinger with heals on the side. It's not like medic's not helping you. You get all damage.
You get all damage. Medic is one of those that could go with everything. So.
Gunslinger summoner. No.
No, that's like
there's nothing there that helps.
Nothing going there.
Hang on, I need to make some more D tiers. Give me a second.
You might need to just make the icon smaller or make another D tier. Yeah.
Yeah, I got more D tiers. Give me 1 second here. Let me just copy. I don't know if I can copy this section. Let's see here. All right. Boop, and then go crop. Let's move this down just a bit. All right. There we go. We got more D tiers. That's what we need. We need more D tiers. Okay. Gunslinger Invoker.
Not in that order though.
Yeah, like I don't know if
the other way around.
The order's not good. Would you ever run Gunslinger Invoker for a reason?
No, I would do it. I've done Invoker Gunslinger build. It's a quick draw spam build.
Yeah, so C or D because there's not much of a reason to do it.
No, it's the other way around is the good version, not that version.
All right, I'll just put down. Can't really think of a reason. All right, so that's all Gunslinger.
It's an A. Invoker Gunslinger though.
Invoker anything is minimum A though. Like it's so good. All right. Whoops. Handler Alchemist. Handler Prime Alchemist.
It's one of those like
I think it's like if you have it, sure. If you don't have other stuff unlocked, it's not the worst option, I would say.
Yeah, I mean it goes with it. It's just like putting Handler Prime is always like
I'll put it C because we did the same for Alchemist Handler, and I mean trading concoctions, like concoctions are only useful at end game anyway, so it's Handler's better at early-ish game, so I mean it's got some use there.
Yeah.
Handler Archon. I mean,
it has no synergy.
Well, it's got skill damage for Havoc Loop.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
But that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in B actually because it's not that far off from Archon or Engineer Archon. No, let's see. It's worse. Why would you ever run Handler?
The turrets do so much for the Havoc Loop build.
Yeah. All right. Handler Challenger. Not a bad setup. Melee and ranged.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. It's pretty solid.
B.
Yeah, that's fair.
Handler Engineer. I don't know why you would go that route.
Nah, that's dumb.
I will put it in C because it has synergy for skill damage.
Okay, all right.
Well,
you're missing Overclock though. Like, why would you do that?
Because people want the revives. That's literally what you're trading.
Yeah. All right. Put it in C.
I don't know. That feels a little dirty. I don't know if I would agree with that one. It will be a vid sesh. Okay, Handler Explorer.
No.
Okay,
no.
Hear me out. I'm gonna put it in C because you could run sprint builds with it.
Okay, you got me. You got me on that one. All right.
Hi, Sora. And sprint builds are really good. I love sprint builds, man. Like just fucking run to the boss.
Sprinting through the entire map. Yep.
Handler Gunslinger. That's solid. Like
yeah, it's a solid setup.
I'm gonna put B because obviously Gunslinger Handler is better, but it's fine. Handler Hunter, I think same. It's fine, but why would you run Handler Prime? Handler Invoker. I mean Invader. I always say that. Handler Invader.
I mean,
not a lot of synergy there. Just some range.
I mean, you get the range, then melee damage. You do have that.
I'll put it in C.
C.
Handler Invoker. I don't think there's there's much going on there. I don't know why you would run that like at all, really.
No, you wouldn't run it. You wouldn't run that.
You flip that shit around. Actually, I
Yeah,
don't
there
think
we got-
Invoker
we got
pairs very
something.
well with Handler, to be honest. Handler Medic, not bad, but because
Nah, it's
Medic.
not bad.
So that's
You got heals, you got revive, you got a nice little support build right there.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
B
I think
or
that's actually a
A,
good pairing.
like that's pretty good.
That is really. I think you can go A with that.
Yeah,
I think you
like
can go A with that. It really is a great support build.
Yeah.
You got the dog for the revives, and you got the medics for the heals.
and then Handler Summoner for the Zoomancer build.
Beastmaster, yeah, that has synergy.
It does. It's just if you're going that route. Okay, so here's the thing. I would love it if Summoner Prime, if you flip that around, if the Enrage worked with the dog as well, because it's still a summon. That would have been really cool, but
yeah,
it doesn't. So,
it's not.
all right, Handler done. Hunters, Hunter Alchemist, I think is pretty solid.
Solid.
So let's slap that in A, because I mean, who
Yep.
doesn't want Frenzy Dust on Hunter? Hunter Archon. Okay. You would
I mean, if
think
you
it
can
has
use,
no synergy.
Merciless mod it works with.
I
It works with
run
Astral Burst.
Shotgun Swapper with MO mod,
Ammo mods.
and
what
that's
else does it
fine.
work with?
I'm not gonna put it in A tier because it's still pretty janky and shit. I'm gonna put it in B.
But it has a slight synergy.
It has some use.
Yeah.
Like you can
Yeah.
run with it. Like it's not the best. I acknowledge that, but it's fun. Hunter Challenger, that's fucking S tier. Like Hunter Challenger is
that's great.
super strong. Hunter Engineer. What do you think?
You're missing the aura clock though. I don't.
Yeah, you miss
don't
overclock.
know.
You get a little bit of range damage out of it, and you get a turret if you
It
want.
has you put the turret down. You could do just the ranged version of it. It has synergy. It does have a little bit of synergy. C or B is fine. It's fine.
Let's go with B because I mean Hunter is just strong on its own. It's not like it's not getting anything from the engineer either. You get a turret and you get range damage. So, let's go Hunter Explorer.
Why?
Why? Yeah, there's not really a reason.
Like I said,
to.
if it's not Ritualist, then
yeah,
Explorer's
it's like,
going down
why?
there.
Hugs. Yeah, let's just
Yeah,
put
let's
that
go
like
SS.
fucking SS tier. Like I don't know, like as high as you could possibly go. Actually,
Yeah.
doubles are over here. It's Hugs is too good. It's not, but it's really good. Hunter Handler, also really good.
Also good.
Would you
really
put
good.
that in A or S? Because like if you put it in S, it's up there with like Hunter Gunslinger, Hunter.
Yeah, it's not quite Hunter Gunslinger, but it's
good.
It's very strong. A is good.
All right. Hunter Invader. Do you use Hunter Invader? I don't think I've ever used Hunter Invader.
Yes, Hunter Invader is good.
Is it?
That's an A. I've used it. Yeah.
Okay.
So you wormhole, then you Hunter focus with like a Spore Bloom or something, and you get like you used to before the balance
before
patch,
they
you'd be
fixed
able to get like 20k, get like a 20k crit.
Okay. Hunter Invoker. There's not a whole lot going on there.
No, there's zero synergy.
All right, let's just
Zero.
put that down here. It's not a whole lot going on. Hunter Medic. I don't think it's
Yeah,
terrible. Like it's.
Yeah, no, medic. If you need the heals, you put medic there.
So I'm gonna put in B.
You know, and
like
then
it's
it buffs all damage.
solid.
Yeah.
Hunter Summoner.
No, just what? It's zero synergy.
Yeah, nothing helps. All right, almost there. Invader Alchemist.
Yeah, I mean, if you want the prime perk for whatever reason, or
Prime
I mean,
Frenzy Dust.
prime perk is just good. Yeah, but prime. Yeah, if you're using like Void Cloak or Reboot or something like that, yeah, I mean, it has some
You want
synergy.
to put B maybe?
Yeah, maybe a B, maybe C or B.
Where do we have Alchemist Invader? We have Alchemist Invader in C.
So yeah, I mean, it'll probably be the same.
Yeah, it's not that different. Oh god, I'm running out of C tiers.
So it's just the Invader Prime isn't the greatest.
I'm gonna need to get another one of these. I'll split these up later and just separate the C tier. Invader Challenger. I think that's solid for if you want to do like a melee
Yeah,
build.
that's a solid one. Yeah, that's definitely great for melee. Definitely.
Oh, you want him A or B?
Yeah, I think A, because you could wormhole with freaking Wrathbringer
Wormhole
for some
Rampage
monster damage. Yeah,
or Wormhole Juggernaut. Sorry.
yeah, Juggernaut.
All right. Let's see here. Invader Engineer.
No, like why would you do that?
Nothing. All right. I'm trying to think of something, but I don't really know. All right. Let's move him down here. Invader Explorer. Let's just move him down here.
Yep.
Because why would you do that? Invader Gunslinger?
Man, you know, I always wish that wormhole buff skill damage so you could do wormhole quick draw. Imagine how sick that would be. But it doesn't, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a little synergy there, nothing crazy.
Hey, doggos.
Where I will put it where do we put Hunter?
Oh,
A?
Invader
I think
Hunter?
we did it A. I'll put this one in B then.
We didn't do.
Because Invader Hunter is better.
We have Invader.
Invader Hunter is better.
I don't think he's in A. I don't think we did him yet, actually.
Oh, all right.
All right, we'll put him in B
B's
then.
fine. Yeah.
I'll move these later. Invader Handler. I think that's not terrible, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's a lot of aggro draw that a lot of attention is not going to be on you. That's for sure.
Yeah. So B, like it's got some use.
It's got something going there. We got something cooking there.
Invader Hunter, you said is A. It's good. You can use it.
I mean, obviously, I would probably. I mean, obviously, I would do the
flip-flop.
Hunter Invader all, but yeah, but still good.
Invader Invoker.
No, unfortunately, I've tried it so I can get the wormhole spam. It's just that since it doesn't involve range damage, you hit like a wet noodle, man.
Really?
It's not good.
All right.
But it is cool to bounce around the arena nonstop with wormhole. That might save your ass. So maybe you can put it in C just to get all those damn wormholes.
All right. I'll keep this sub separated. I'll fix the thing later. Invader Medic. I don't think that's a terrible synergy, but just because Medic's Medic.
Yeah, because this Medic goes with everything, man. There's just
I'm gonna put it in like C as well. Like it's got something going on.
It has something going. It's not horrible.
Invader Summoner. There's no reason to play Invader Summoner.
Put that right at the bottom.
All right. Invoker. Okay. Invoker Alchemist. I don't actually think there's a whole lot going on here. Nothing Invoker does really helps Alchemist.
Yeah, because Alchemist doesn't have any damaging skills.
And also, its buffs linger after they're thrown.
Yeah.
So it's like
exactly.
So
yeah,
I'm just gonna put this one in C because they share some all damage. You can run elemental stuff, but not a whole lot going on.
Other than that, nah.
Invoker Archon. Let's put that in S tier because Archon
absolute
Havoc builds.
S plus tier.
Like that's too good.
Literally probably the strongest build in the game.
It's pretty close. I think Invoker Ritualist is getting there too. Invoker Challenger, I still think is incredibly strong. I'm gonna put that damn near an S tier too.
You could do a lot with that.
Not just because of the War Stomps, but because of Juggernaut. Because you can get stagger resistance, Invoker, melee.
Yeah, I did a Crystal Staff melee build with it.
Yeah, I saw that. It's fucking nutty. It's really good.
The damage is crazy on that.
Invoker Engineer, pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing.
We put
I just made a
Engineer Invoker on there, so I think both have to be there. That's the build.
Invoker's just too good, man.
It is.
Taking up all
Invoker
them S
Explorer.
tiers.
Let's put that down here somewhere. Because it doesn't help any of your skills at all.
Nah.
Invoker Gunslinger. Yeah, you can do quick draw.
Yes. Way of Lydusa and quick draw. I did a build with it. Really, really strong.
A or S? Like, it's good, but is it S tier good?
It's A tier because I'm trying. When I think of S tier in this circumstance, I'm comparing it to Havoc form build, and it's not there.
Yeah,
but it's very strong.
Invoker Handler. I don't think there's a whole lot going on there.
No, there's not much going there.
Would you ever run Invoker Handler?
Do I ever? No. See, the thing is with the handler skills, they're always on a cooldown, aren't they? Like when you're using them, it's still on. It's like on a cooldown.
Yeah, while they're active, you can't like auto.
So, yeah.
Oh, what's up, Bash? Bash is saying you would Invoker Handler for a tank build.
I mean, everything. Bash can make a tank build with Explorer, man.
What in Handler Slander? We have him in solid B tier. Invoker Handler's one of the strongest solo tanks. Yeah, but their tank builds automatically get deducted a tier, so A it is. Invoker Hunter?
No, because I would just have Pumped Their Prime up and have skill.
And that doesn't really help their skills all that much, yeah.
No. Doesn't make sense to run that.
Yeah. Is there any reason to
actually
just put in D?
legit.
Like, because I don't think.
Yeah, it's a D tier. It's like, why would you do that? Because if you put Hunter Prime, you don't even have to worry about double skill charges. You'll just have to skill up all the time.
Yeah, there's no reason. Okay. Invoker Invader.
That's the same as the other way around. I mean, like I said, if you want to just bounce around with wormholes, C tier. But you're not gonna get a lot of damage out of it. But you will be able to traverse the map very, very easily.
Okay. Well, we'll fix this later. But all right. So C. Invoker Medic. That's a good one. Because you can just permanent shield
get double
up.
Healing shields. Yeah, permanent shields. Permanent revives for your team.
So, because it's a tank build, it's got to go in A, not S tier. But it's a good one.
Why?
That's just because Vash is here.
Oh, Vash. All right. We're anti-tank. A for anti-tank.
Hi, Titus. Invoker Summoner. So, I did the Summoner Bomb build with this one. I like it, but I don't know if there's anything else it's got. Like, it's good. But
I mean, the damage was absurd when I saw the video.
Yeah. All right.
It's pretty damn strong.
I'm gonna put
that's the only way Summoner is actually
the only
decent,
way to use Summoner. Yeah.
You gotta put it in A.
All right. It's propping it up. Okay, so Invoker's there. Medic. Medic Alchemist.
Man, Medic goes with everything.
Medic does go with everything.
That's like Bash is here. Bash is gonna throw all of this in S right now.
Just because Medic is just Medic. I think Medic Alchemist is legit really good because it's all damage synergy. You can just run anything you want, be tanky, be whatever. Yeah. So,
Medic is just too good, man.
I'm gonna put him in A tier as well. I think here I'm gonna move this again. I'll fix this when I'm done before I send it out, but I'll put that in A tier. That's really strong. Medic Archon. I would personally flip those around. Is there a reason to run?
I would flip it, but this is also good too if you're gonna go, like I said, a tank build, Reality Rune, and then have infinite freaking relics. It depends if you're playing co-op. I mean, it all depends on what you're doing here.
I'm gonna put it
it's not a bad.
It's got some,
and it's only because the Archon Prime is not amazing anymore.
Well, that's also true. Actually, you're right. Archon Prime is not anything to. I'll put it in A. It's good. They have synergy, teammate stuff, tank build stuff. Sure, it's just Archon's not what it used to be. Medic Challenger, that's a good one too.
That's great.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great.
I'll put that in A. Medic, all the medic stuff.
I think a lot of medic stuff is gonna go right into the A tier.
Medic Engineer, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that one I wouldn't do.
What are you gonna do with Medic Engineer?
I mean, you get the synergy with the skill damage is 25% all damage.
But I guess
it's not horrible. It's not a D tier. I would put it. I would leave it in C.
All right.
Yeah.
It's just it's hard to find ways to use it. Medic Explorer, just all damage.
Yeah.
But it's, again, like, you don't need Explorer. Maybe
You don't. For
you know,
dot builds, that's
I'm gonna
it.
put it in C because it is just a lot of all damage. It's right up there with Ritualist. If you're not running like, yeah, it's basically, yeah. I'm gonna put it in C. It's not
Right,
terrible for dots. You could do it. Medic Gunslinger. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
pretty solid. It's not bad. No, not bad at all.
So
That's solid.
B.
Yeah, I think B is good. Yeah, B is good.
Pretty B. All right.
Pretty good there.
Medic Handler.
Same thing with the Hunter.
That's a good one. I know that for sure.
That's another good one.
That's
Yeah.
Pink Central. Let's put that up there in A. That's solid. Everyone loves Medic Handler. Medic Hunter. I think same as Medic.
Another good one. You can put that right next to the Gunslinger.
Yeah, Medic Gunslinger. Yep. Definitely fine. Medic Invader.
I mean, yeah.
Anything?
I don't know. Yeah. It's not horrible. I think we can put it in the C tier just because like medic, it just pairs well with everything.
Yeah, just because medic is hard carrying.
Yeah.
Medic Invoker. Would you run? Is there a reason to run Medic Prime over Invoker Prime?
Yeah. The only reason would be for co-op reasons, like for the relics. That's the only thing I could think of, but I don't know. What do you think?
I was thinking C. It's got a little bit of synergy, but I don't think there's much of a reason to you wouldn't just swap those.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay. And then Medic Summoner. Again, that's more general all damage, mod synergy, little bit of healing.
Yeah, definitely. Was it that Root Doctor?
Yeah, that's Root Doctor. Well,
that should go S then, no? Is Root Doctor still? I never used it.
It is still a thing.
So then, would that be an S?
Yeah, but it's a tank build, so it's got to go A.
Oh, it's got to go to A.
You know, like I don't have a problem with tank builds, but if it's a tank build that does damage, fine. But if it's just a tank build, like. All right, Ritualist. Ritualist Alchemist. I actually don't think Alchemist provides anything for Ritualists.
I mean, the 25% all damage,
but
the skills don't really do anything.
Yeah, it's like the skills don't do anything, so it's like you're just getting damage, which you could just get out of Medic or Explorer. So like, I don't think that's a good one. C? Like, yeah, like if you want, you can run Stone Skin, I guess, but
yeah,
it's not too bad. It's not too okay. So Ritualist Archon.
Yeah, they have some good synergies with a Star Shot.
So okay, I hate how half the mods will scale dot damage with mod damage, but the other half
that's
don't.
right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That infuriates me. So I
don't think that's supposed to be a thing, though.
I don't think so either. But like, there's like 7 mods that scale with mod damage or scale dots that scale with mod damage, and like
you're right.
Some that don't. So it's like it's a lot. It's not just like 1 or 2.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I'm gonna put it in A for now because it's like it's good. You can definitely run it.
Inconsistent though.
Yeah, it's annoying. Ritualist Challenger. I think that's a good one too. Like,
yeah, it's great. That's a great one.
You want to do A or S? Like, probably A, right? I mean, yeah. It's damage. That's all you're looking for is Ritualist is damage. Ritualist Engineer.
I would do the other way around. They do pair well with the flamethrower.
Right. I guess that's true.
That's not terrible though. Put that one in B. I would have done Engineer.
Well, okay. Yeah. Did we put? Yeah, we put Engineer Ritualist in B.
I would put that. Actually, I would have swapped that to A probably. That has really good synergy with Death Wish, and then the flamethrower, and then.
I'm looking for Engineer Ritualist, but I don't see him. Did we do Engineer Ritualist?
Fine. Maybe we didn't do it. It's fine.
So this one, B?
Yeah, that one B, and then the other one I would put A.
All right, I'll have to go find him later. All right. Ritualist Explorer, S tier. That's dot builds right there.
Yeah, that's great. That's your dot build right there.
Yeah, a little extra damage. That's what you need. Ritualist Gunslinger. Um,
I don't think I would run that.
I don't think I would run that either. I might run Gunslinger Ritualist if I have like some dot thing. No, I don't know. I mean, Death Wish is always good, but
Yeah, I mean, Death Wish is always good. I think just for the sole fact that Death Wish exists, you could probably put that in C.
you know what? I kind of want to give it B because then we have 25% damage. We have Death Wish, which is a fat chunk on top. It's easy to put a dot on for Vile. Well, actually, Vile is only status damage. You know, you're right. I'm gonna put it in C. I forgot. I thought it was all damage.
Yeah,
but no, it's just status damage. Okay.
Would be nice if you got that 15%. It was all damage.
Right. Ritualist Handler.
Same thing. It's like, why?
Yeah, I don't really see C, I guess. Like, cause
I mean, you get the bleed from the dog.
Yeah, you get dog bleed, but that's something, and you get the free damage out of it. Plus
it doesn't scale off duration though. I don't know why it doesn't, but
well, I mean it does, but duration doesn't increase the damage at all. So
no, it's always 5 seconds no matter what.
Oh, that's right. Because I think would Tragic say it's a separate thing, like it's not a player bleed.
See, I don't know why it's separate. Like,
I mean,
but whatever.
Consistency is not exactly the strong point. Okay, Ritualist Hunter, probably same as Ritualist Gunslinger.
Yeah,
like it's fine, but you would swap them really.
Yeah, so really. Yeah.
That and C tier. Ritualist Invader. I don't think there's like any synergy there, to be honest.
There really isn't. It's like the same as like the Gunslinger and the, I guess, like C tier. Because it just goes to Death Wish.
Yeah, it's just Death Wish. All right. Running out of spaces. I'll fix it though, I promise. Ritualist Invoker. I think that's fine, to be honest. I think that's really
that's a good one.
Solid. I'm gonna put that A. Like I think you would want to do
is fair.
Invoker Ritualist as S tier, but did I put
Invoker Ritualist, will be the S tier.
Did I put it in S tier? I don't see it.
Maybe we skipped it by mistake.
I don't think I did the Ritualists. I don't see Ritualists as a secondary on a lot of these. I'll have to go back and do that. All right. Ritualist Medic. I think that's just fine too. That's a strong one.
That's great. That's a good one.
A tier. Ritualist is just good. Ritualist Summoner. I don't see much going on there.
No, I don't see anything either.
Is there any reason to run Ritualist Summoner?
Oh, yes, Eruption. Explosive skill.
Okay. So C or B?
B. I would put B.
All right.
That's gonna give you some good damage.
All right. Oh, do I have Summoner? I have Summoner and Archon in here. Why do I have that? Did we not do Summoner Archon? I have a mislabeled one. Summoner Archon. We didn't do Summoner Archon. I don't like Summoner Prime. I really don't.
If it was up to me, I would put Summoner D tier for every single thing. I really just dislike Summoner.
I'm gonna put it in B,
but it does have synergy. Summoner Engineer is gonna be the only one that's probably decent, and Handler.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I'm gonna put him over here. Oh my god, it's getting too hard to move one thing at a time.
So I think you can put everything else like down at the bottom other than those two.
All right, and then so Summoner, everything else. As a Summoner Prime, there is not much of a reason to run Summoner Prime. So Summoner Alchemist, nothing. Like, you don't. Why? Well, I say that, but then, it's got some synergy with all damage and, well, no, Summoner Prime is stupid. Just run Alchemist Prime. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have Summoner Archon in here. Okay. Summoner Challenger. That's actually not terrible for explosive mod setups. I'm going to put that in B if you want to do that. That's actually not a bad one. You could run Rampage for...
I like that. I'm okay with that.
For that. Summoner Engineer. Again, I guess I have to put it in B because it's not the worst if you want to do a Zoomancer build with it, but
Yeah.
I hate it. I know you hate it, but it's not like it has no synergy. Summoner Explorer, it's bad. Why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you?
I was like, where would you? I was like, where are you going with that?
I don't know. Summoner Gunslinger, why would you run Summoner Prime?
Yeah,
Just
you wouldn't
don't.
run it. No synergy.
Summoner
there.
Handler.
Yeah, if you want to do like the Beastmaster kind of thing.
Beastmaster, same thing. Again, I would like it if the Prime worked with Handler Dog to enrage the Handler Dog.
That would be sick.
That would be so cool. And then Summoner Hunter, no point.
No reason.
Summoner Invader, again, why would you run Summoner as a Prime?
No, yeah.
There's no reason to do it. Summoner Invoker? No.
Why would you do that? Why would you? Yeah.
Just don't. You run Invoker as Prime.
And then the Invoker Prime doesn't do anything for Summoner anyway.
No, Invoker Prime does. No, Summoner Prime does nothing for Invoker. If you have Invoker Prime with Summoner, that's what makes it so good, because you get 2 charges of your summons, and so you can sack one and blow it up, and then you get like 50, 60, 70% of like your cooldown back, but you still have one. So you blow up that one, and then it recharges your next one, because you're double dipping. It's really strong. And then Summoner Medic. It's not like you don't have anything, because you can run mods.
That's root. Oh, but you need
but you need Medic Prime.
Medic and
so which is why it's fine. But okay. That looks about it. That's a lot.
Oh damn, that is a lot. We covered everything, man. Holy crap. What's the time on this?
I don't know.
How long have we been
2.5 hours. Well, actually, I was on for a bit before you, so like about 2 hours. So
2 hours? Okay.
Okay. I will fix this and polish this up.
Chat. What does chat think of it? What does chat?
Anyone have outstanding opinions on stuff that looks out of place? I know it's really fucking hard to see this with all these. I'll split these for sure.
More specifically, the single archetype list. That's the most important one. The single archetype list.
Yeah, which are all the.
Does anybody
the
oppose? Disagree? Do they agree with the list? Would have been nicer if we had 2 different separate lists, but I mean.
No, I'll split it up. I'll separate it.
Yeah, split it up.
If you followed along, it's easier to obviously see this way. But when I have
our S tier, our S tiers are Gunslinger, Hunter, and Invoker. Does anybody oppose that?
I think that's pretty solid. Like, those are clearly the best. You can't beat those.
And then we have 2 A+, which is Challenger and Medic. Does anybody oppose that? Does anybody think they're S tier or below, or A tier?
Honestly, I think you could give either of those S or A depending on how you look at them, which is why they're like that. Like
right there, yeah.
If you play tank builds in solo or challenge runs, I think both Challenger and Medic are much stronger. But then they slightly dip below that when you're not doing that stuff. If you're just playing solo, like casual play. And
then our only C tier was Summoner.
Primary.
Does anybody disagree with that?
Primary. Someone's asked about primary Archon is A. Yeah, C tier Summoner. I think that's also pretty fair because it's not like Summoner is bad. It's just it sucks that the only use it has is that they gave it double dipping mods for its damage perk, and before that it literally had like no use.
Yeah. And then our only D tier was Explorer, right?
Archon. Oh yeah, D tier Explorer. Yeah. Invader Archon. Where do we have Invader Archon?
Any opposing views or agreements in the chat? Them.
I'm getting a couple. They said Invader Archon should be A tier. Because sponsor says Invader Archon, which is just really good because you have Spellweaver and you could just sit there and spam Wormhole all day.
Invader Archon is S tier.
Do we have it in S tier?
I'm thinking of Invoker. I'm sorry.
No, Invader Archon.
Invader, yeah. What was he saying? It's A.
So you run Invader Archon with Spellweaver. Just because every time you use a mod, you get skill back from Spellweaver.
Yeah.
You get skill cooldown. So you run Wormhole with Invader and Archon to just, you know, cool down all your wormholes and stuff. But then wouldn't you want that as Archon Invader? I think that would be better for Archon Invader. But
yeah, you need more modded so you could spam. You need more mod gens to spam the mods more to get more cooldown.
where did we put Invader Archon? I can't see. Actually, I can find out. Invader. Oh, we didn't actually put Invader Archon in. What?
I think we missed a couple, to be honest with you.
Invader Archon. And we might have missed a few. I think we might have missed some Ritualist ones. Archon is primary.
Archon Prime we have as A.
Archon Prime is not necessary. You lose decoys. I guess that's fair. So let's talk about that real quick. Archon or Invader Archon. So you get decoys. You go more of a mod power setup. You're basically using Invader for decoy and wormhole to just get around the map. And because we have Spellweaver, you still want to spam mods with Archon for power leak and stuff like that. So you're just regenning it back. I can see that.
It's interesting, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
I would have to test it
I'm gonna have
out.
to test it too. That does seem like a decent idea. Yeah. I want to try it.
But what does he have it at?
He has it as A. I don't think there's enough damage synergy there to put it in A. I want to put it in B until I see it in action. I think that's a decent one. Cub says Explorer should be C tier. I think Bolt wanted it in C tier as well. I think I'm the only one that doesn't like it.
I like him way more than Summoner, that's for sure.
You like it way more than Summoner.
I just don't like Summoner, that's why. I just really dislike Summoner.
See, and I don't hate, and you know what?
I think it's fair to be in D though.
No, it's
honestly
because it's not, because it has uses. It's all damage. It's got fountains. It's not like it's good, but we're only putting fucking Summoner up there because it has a good damage perk, and it's not like Explorer doesn't have a good damage perk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess D is just
Explorer synergizes way more with way more builds than Summoner does.
That's
just
also
because of
true.
that damage perk.
Yeah, because you can just kind of dumpster throw it on.
Yeah.
You're right, Chubbs. It doesn't quite deserve D tier. I just don't like it.
I think that's what I originally had it at, right?
Yeah, you had it at C. I wanted it in D, but it does. Just looking at Summoner, you can't put them. You can't put Explorer above or below Summoner. All right, that's fair. So no D archetypes, single archetypes, but we have a lot of D multi-class archetypes because there's just no reason. It's You think so? So sponsor says Explorer should be D. I'm coming around to it because Explorer is 30% all damage plus a red fountain, which is pretty easy to pop out. That's 40% damage, and you can get haste, which is pretty strong. I don't think so. I think C's fine. 40% in haste is pretty good.
Doesn't one of the fountains buff crit chance also?
No, it's haste.
Or is that the Alchemist relic perk? I think that is that.
Yeah, it might be one of the experimental perks from Alchemist.
Yeah, I think it might be an experimental perk. Yeah.
It's health regen,
DR,
10%
health,
DR, 10% damage, and haste is the fountains.
Haste, yeah, okay.
And you get 3 of them. Or you can get all 4 if you've got like some skill cooldown stuff. But yeah, it's actually not terrible. It's really not. And yeah, Viola, there's a lot of classes. I think there's 12 archetypes, but you can cross class. So there's a lot of cross classing in Remnant. Ritualist. We did Ritualist. Invoker. Oh, yeah, I didn't do anything with Ritualist as secondary. Because I missed that. Is there much that you'd want to run Ritualist secondary for?
Archon Ritualist.
Archon Ritualist.
I mean, Ritualist is good because of Death Wish.
It is
Really.
You're right. So, Challenger Ritualist is really strong.
Yeah.
Invoker Ritualist
Alchemist
is good.
Ritualist, Medic Ritualist, everything. Yeah, it pairs pretty well with everything Ritualist as well, just because it's so easy to apply a dot.
Yeah, a dot, and then you just throw on Death Wish, and there's 75% damage.
Then you're good. That's a crazy damage right there.
Yeah. Okay. I will fix up this list and include Ritualist secondaries. Well, yeah, exactly, sponsor. Like, yeah, I was doing the same as well for like Sandstorm build and stuff. Like, you just put Ritualist on for Death Wish because it's just really good. Cobra says hi, Bolt. What's up?
What's up?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty good to me. I'm not hating on anything really. There's just, for as far as like the combo archetypes, there's just no reason to do one over the other. Is the thing. It's like you would really want certain primes and certain knots. I think that's the only thing.
Does the chat agree with our S tier list? Should anything be removed or added to that? We have Gunslinger, Hunter, and Invoker.
I know Vash would definitely want tank stuff in S tier. I just don't think S tier is or tanks are. Those tanks are strong enough to run S tier.
Well, keep in mind this is just single archetypes only. Also, yeah.
Oh yeah, for single archetypes.
We already know tank builds in general are S tier. If we wanted to do like a build, like tier list, tank builds are S tier, easily.
Yeah,
but in terms of single archetypes,
silly how good tank builds are. But it's like I don't know. I want to not like them because it feels like I'm not even playing a game. Like you literally don't have to dodge or do anything. You just shoot.
Yeah.
And it's like
it's not my play style.
Yeah, I think it's a play style.
But I know a lot of players enjoy that play style, so
it's fun to overcome the game with the game's limitations and be like, oh, I figured this out and just, dumpster on the game. That's always fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to dodge and die. And I think that's probably why more that I like aberration mods than you. It's because I don't mind just dying to random bullshit and be like, shit happens. But you like skill-based gameplay where you're like, I should have been able to dodge that kind of thing.
When you have hardcore Apocalypse Challenge runs ended to BS modifiers.
Oh yeah, I get that too. I don't do those.
Yeah, so I've had like some really BS deaths because of those modifiers. So that's why they just leave a bad taste in my mouth. Because sometimes it's not even like, trust me, I've died plenty of times to skill issues, but there's times when I'm dying because of some artificial difficulty nonsense, and it really makes me upset. And a lot of that comes from the modifiers, like cubed. Do cubed in a really tiny small room, and it's like you're dead. You're not surviving that. Like,
so speaking of cubed, I actually had an idea. I haven't pitched it yet, but for Beyond Hell, I wanted to crank cubes damage down to like 40%, so you're not getting one tapped by it at all. But I wanted you to get suppressed when you get hit by it, which just doubles your cooldown times for your skills.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair?
I would much prefer that. Yeah, I would much prefer that.
Okay.
Because the damage is crazy on it, and then if they have Skullcracker, oh my god.
Yeah. So
you're dead.
Okay, because I want to do the crazy affixes, but I want to make them so they're not like bullshit. So okay. Anyway, regarding the tier list, so yeah, I think it looks good.
Yeah. So what did chat say? Chat say anything about our S tiers?
Yeah, Chubb says it looks pretty solid. Looks good. So
should anything be removed from S tier or added to S tier? What do people think?
I really wish I could put Archon in S tier.
It used to be, but it may reclaim its spot when the balance pass goes around the mods.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works out. That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for joining me, Bolt. I
That was fun.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Go ahead. Sorry,
Thanks.
I interrupt way
Thanks
too
for
much.
having me again. No, you're good. Thanks for having me. And I hope the chat enjoyed our little conversation here.
All right. Yes, I'll get this
Yeah.
edited and sent out in a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate it. I love talking to people, like-minded people at least, about games, and I get way too excited, and that's why I interrupt people all the time. But yeah, thanks for dealing with me. So.
No worries. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
All right, Night Bolt. See you later, man. Peace. Bye. Okie dokie. I'll just crank up my music. Okay, so we're done. Dude, I love balance patches too. My only thing about balance patches with Remnant is that I don't know what to believe, because half the stuff on there is like working and then half isn't working. And I'm like, every time I read notes, I get excited, and then you go and test stuff and you're like, oh, that doesn't work still. And then I get bummed out. But I love like, to me, reading patch notes is like reading a game, like a description of a game again for the first time. Like, it's like a whole new game. I fucking love it. Hey, Gaijin Hunter, what's up? Yeah, I'm gonna fix this because I ran out of space. I'm gonna post the actual listings later. But yeah, me and Bolt literally just finished talking about every single archetype and flying through every single archetype combination. And now I gotta fix this because it got out of hand. So, but I'm gonna get out of here though. We've been on for just about 3 hours, so yeah. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yeah, if anyone wants to talk shop about Remnant or gaming in general, feel free to join my Discord. If you don't, it's fine. Don't matter. I'm going to stream Remnant Beyond Hell tomorrow. Once we get one of the updates in. Beyond Hell is still very much a work in progress, but I need to do a lot of testing with new boss modifiers, scaling for players and enemies and stuff, so I might as well stream it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I don't know what time. I'm not good at making schedules, but probably a lot of the day. But any hoozles, I'm out. Peace, good luck, see ya, cheers.